And Buffalo Sabres. It's game time and time to play some hockey on the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to downtown Buffalo and KeyBank Center. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference semifinals between the Montreal Canadiens and the Buffalo Sabres coming up in just a matter of moments. We'll get you to Dan Dunleavy and Rob Ray with the play-by-play right here on the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network. Welcome to the Press Box, everyone. I'm Brian Koziel. Thanks for joining us. We want to welcome in all of our local affiliate stations to the broadcast here on a Friday night. Hope everybody's having a great start to their weekend. The Sabres hope that they'll be having a great weekend with a 2-0 series lead a couple of hours from now if they can get a win tonight. Buffalo coming in after winning Game 1 with a 1-0 series lead. They beat Montreal 4-2 after a very good start in Game 1. Josh Doan scored 4:31 into the game on a nice setup from Zach Benson. Benson was in on an assist on a second Buffalo goal on the power play for Ryan McLeod, who had his first of the playoffs. And the Sabres, 13 and a half minutes into the game, had a 2-0 lead. Into the second period, where I thought Buffalo had their best moments, Jordan Greenway got the game winner at 3:32, and then Bo Byram on the power play at 9:01 had the Sabres in front by a 4-1 margin. And for Buffalo's maligned power play, their second goal of the game, they went 2 for 3 in Buffalo's Game 1 victory. Alex Lyon, steady again. He made 26 saves in Montreal's loss in that one that they put up 28 shots. He'll be in the nets again tonight. For Buffalo, Jakub Dobiš, the same goaltender for Montreal. He'll be on the other side for the Canadiens, who will be in their road whites, their classic blue numbers and red trim. The Sabres in their all blue sweaters, gold numbers and gold trim. When we come back, we'll get you the national anthems, and then it'll be Dan Dunleavy and Rob Ray with the play-by-play. It's the Sabres and the Canadiens coming up next. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and you're listening live to them right here on the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Get BuffaloLaw.com. Get BuffaloLaw.com. They don't play, they make them pay. Get help today. Get Buffalo Law. They know the way. Get BuffaloLaw.com.
Canada Wolf, Castro and Hall, 959 Kenmore Avenue, Buffalo, New York. Attorney advertising. Injured? Get BuffaloLaw.com. 716-848-8000.
I'm John Widen, president of Great Lakes Building Systems, where our business is protecting your business. We install and service complex fire protection, security, and video monitoring systems. You've worked hard to build your business. Protect your employees, yourself, and your assets by leaving your company's security to the experts. Call Great Lakes Building Systems at 892 Lake for a comprehensive security assessment. We keep an eye on your business so you don't have to. Protecting your business is our business.
Call Great Lakes Building Systems at 892 Lake or go to glbs-inc.com.
Get ready, Buffalo. Church's Chicken is open, and it's your new neighborhood spot for bold flavor done right. We're talking marinated, hand-battered chicken seasoned to the bone, scratch-made honey butter biscuits baked fresh daily, and sides made to be savored and shared. From the unmistakable crunch to the unbeatable deals, it's your turn to taste what Church's is all about. Stop by our brand new spot on Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. Church's, we got you.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
This broadcast is presented by Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365 app and lock in your picks before the game begins. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in select states only.
Welcome back to KeyBank Center. Brian Kozel here with you, just about set to send things down for the national anthem. Sellout crowd again expected. Everybody's standing at the moment, waving their towels as the teams are introduced out on their respective blue lines, Montreal and Buffalo, as we speak. Alex Lyon being introduced to the crowd here as the Sabres are trying to go up 2-0. All right, that'll wrap up our pregame. Paul Hamilton and I will be with you throughout the night during the intermissions and on the postgame. But for now, we're going to head down to the ice for the public address and the national anthems, followed by Dan Dunleavy and Rob Ray on the call. It's Game 2, Round 2, Montreal and Buffalo. Enjoy.
By the Cheektowaga Police Honor Guard. And now the singing of O Canada and the Star-Spangled Banner, performed tonight by Cammie Clooney.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Once again, the atmosphere is absolutely everything you waited for and more. It is Game 2 of round number 2. The Sabres with a 1-0 series lead over a Montreal Canadiens team. Razor, that you have to think might be dialed in a little bit more right off the hop. Hey, speaking of dialed in, this place is going nuts for someone you know.
Yeah, Mr. Ryan Miller is in the house tonight, banging the drum here. Great to see Millsy back. And doing a great job getting the people wound up here. But yeah, the Montreal Canadiens expect a lot better from him here tonight. It's a very good hockey team. I think, them going into Tampa, 7 games, staying there for a couple days, and then coming to Buffalo is kind of a really long road trip for them and not playing many games. So I would expect to see them a little more charged up here in this game tonight and expect to see the best from them.
They certainly, when you take a look at the numbers from game number 1, were not out of it statistically. In reviewing game number 1, I know the guys did it on the pregame show on MSG, but 59 shot attempts for Montreal, 28 shots on goal to Buffalo, 16. Scoring chances in favor of the Sabres, and Buffalo 2 for 3 in the power play. So it's not as if they were walked in that opening game. And here we go with game number 2. It's underway. Buffalo from left to right, and at the lonely end of the rink, Alex Lyon once again up against Jakob Domisch for the Montreal Canadiens. And it's the Sabres out with Doan, Norris, and Benson. against the Montreal top line of Suzuki, Slavkovsky, and Caulfield. The puck at center ice. Now played across. It'll be carried up by Alexander Carrier, and he'll put that one into the corner of the Buffalo zone. Darlene leaves that there, looking for support. As Caulfield down to the corner, pinned to the wall by Norris. Slavkovsky on the back of Darlene as the Canadians try to work it deep in the Buffalo zone, but they're not allowed to move anywhere. And now the clearing attempt by Samuelson is kept in, but a good hit on the wall by Benson wins possession back, and Darlene will reset behind the net as both teams make changes.
Yeah, Lindy Ruff talked about last game. Got to win the battles on the wall here, especially in the defensive zone. So if there's one, you've got to have two on top of the puck and make sure that you win those battles and come up with the puck. Able to do that here in this first exchange.
Thompson, Tuck, and Krebs on the ice right now in the Montreal zone. On the wall, Tage, Thompson right side. Trying to dance away some pretty tight coverage put on there by Hudson. Played around to the far side, back towards Thompson, hammers Hudson to the ice, but the puck comes outside the zone. But Tage there using his size to buy some room. Montreal back into the Buffalo zone. Big hit on the wall by Thompson there on Evans. Far circle, chance with a shot, scores. It's squeaked in off the pad of Lyon on the game's first shot by Montreal, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, this might go in off Newhook. It's got himself in front of the net here. This puck was fired from the right face-off dot almost, and it doesn't look like it was even going to hit the net. It hits the skate in front. I think Newhook is going to be the guy that's going to get this goal. It's going to be his second one of the playoffs this year. And it was just an unfortunate bounce. He's got his skate turned towards the net. Alex Lyon's being aggressive on the left side of the net, and it was going to cross probably on the top of the blue paint and hits Newhook's skate and into the back of the net here early in this one.
It's second of the playoffs for Newhook. He's got a game-winning goal. Had it in Game 7 against Tampa. Stick knocked out of the hands here at center ice of Quinn by Matheson, who then kicks the stick of Quinn out of his reach. Quinn picks it up as the Sabres try to push it to the net. Now Zucker looking for Quinn in behind the Montreal goal, trying to fish it free. So first shot of the game and the first goal of the game to Montreal, who trail 1-0 in the series. And a clearing attempt by the Canadians picked off at center. Left wing entry now. McLeod sending it across for Zucker. Montreal with the stick in the lane to break it up. And Martez St-Louis said he liked a lot about their first game in the series. They just didn't take advantage of their opportunities. So they did there on the first one, and it took a break, but that's what you play for. Sabres in their own end with Stanley and Timmins on the back end as both teams change. So how do you respond? See what the Sabres come up with as Kozak tips it in. Dobesh out to play it. Malenstein bearing down on him. On the near wall, Samuelson comes down. Canadians will break it out. And that pass cross ice for Joe Valeno. He'll carry it down to the right corner. He's hammered to the ice. Canadians keep possession. Up high, Xhekai's got a lane. And the shot, that's off the back of Doc standing in front of the net. Near wall to the dot here by Kozak for Rasmus Dahlin. Right side and a flip up to center.
Yeah, Sabres giving a little extra push here when they're getting hit. They're kind of pushing back. I think they should learn a lesson from that. Just stay away from that. Montreal is not a team that is aggressive. They're going to initiate, but they're not going to stand around. So just take the hit and keep moving here. Don't waste your time and energy trying to push back or get that extra little hit in. Just Montreal just getting their feet going. They're initiating, and then they're just taking off.
Sabres with a shot. Rebound is there. Far post. Dobesh kept it out. Doan with a push along with Norris. Blaze kept it at the line. Nice play off the wall. Benson holds it in front, and that'll go to the corner. Right side, quickly up top. Doan shot. Dobesh steers that one away. Montreal will get it out. There's two to center. Third one joining the play. On the left side, the carry by Hudson. He'll carry it to the goal line, and a shot stopped by Alex Lyon. That could have been a tricky one, but he holds the post. Montreal to the right side of the Buffalo zone. Back here for Caulfield. Puck bounces on him a little bit, and there's the pressure by the Sabres. Not one, but two players on the back of Caulfield. Benson's got to be careful with the extra shot there. Slavkovsky now behind the net for Caulfield, and he tried to short side that one. A little handcuffed on the attempt. Clearing attempt off the skate of Norris. Canadians keep it in. Caulfield with the backhand, and a big save made by Alex Lyon. And I mean big, with only 15:41 still to go here in the first.
Yeah, they're a little too slack with the puck here in the defensive zone so far in this first period. Last game they had 15 giveaways. during the whole game, and they probably got at least 4 here so far in this first 4.5 minutes of this first period. They're not very good. Right now they're standing still. They're getting the puck standing still coming out of the zone. Last game had their feet moving, but Montreal, give them credit. They're putting pressure on. They got at least one guy in the zone. He's putting the pressure on. The second guy's coming around and picking up the puck. So you got to be aware of that, of those turnovers in your own zone, because this is a team that can make you pay.
Face off to the right of Alex Lyon, who, as you know by now, has had a remarkable playoff. He's now allowed 8 total goals in 7 appearances in the playoffs. As it's back to number 8 for Montreal. Matheson with a shot, and that'll be stopped by the left-hand glove of Lyon.
Yeah, I would expect after the first game, Montreal's D getting a little more active here in the offense for them here in this game. I thought they were sat back a little too much, and a lot of that had to do with the pressure the Sabres were able to get on them. They didn't allow them to get wound up in their own zone and start murking the wear up the ice. They got some guys that are very nifty on the back end. You got Matheson, Hudson. These kind of guys are very good with the puck, and I would expect to see them be active in the offensive side of it here all night long.
Another shot off the bar and in. Matheson from well up in the zone, and it's 2-0 Montreal. And we're 3:27. We make that 4:27 into the first period.
Yeah, Mike Matheson going to get his first goal of these playoffs. And it was just a lost draw by the Sabres in their zone. Comes back to Matheson. He comes across the top of the blue line about 6 feet inside of it. Just turns and fires. There's traffic in front, but it's not crazy. And he just gets it through. He catches Alex Lyon short side right above the blocker, right underneath the bar. And here, 4.5 minutes in, they're down a couple goals.
Matheson's first of this playoff. It's his 6th year in the postseason. 2 with Florida, 2 with the Pens, and his 2nd with Montreal here. 1 career goal in the playoffs before that one. Now his 2nd career playoff goal, 2nd of the game for Montreal. It's a 2-0 hole, but a lot of hockey to go here for the Sabres to get it right. Here is Kozak, left side on the entry. In the Montreal zone, playing it behind the net. But the Sabres have already backed out, and it'll be the Canadiens. Evans playing it behind the goal here for Caden Gooley.
Yeah, got to get a little more aggressive. Here your 4th line, and they're even one guy's going in. Everybody else is pulling back out into the neutral zone. It's too early for that. You got to keep the pressure on them. You worked last game when you put pressure on them. You got to get a little bit more here. You can't sit back. You're almost doing what Boston did against the Sabres, pulling back out in the neutral zone. That's not going to work.
Yeah, the Canadiens had 3 down below the goal line there on the forecheck, and they're changing now, so Buffalo can carry it up. It's Tage Thompson to the line and in. Power working with Krebs at the line. He'll play it to the far wall. Byram takes it down, throws it to the net, and Domish reached out to keep that one away. Now Montreal behind the net again. Now Alex Tuck putting some pressure on. Good block of the first pass attempt by Matheson, but now the Canadiens will tip that, and we get a stoppage at the
Sabres went into the Sabres bench there, Danny. Hit the glove, somebody hanging over the board. So this face-off is going to be outside the Sabres zone here, right in front of the bench, but you got to start getting a little flow. That, you know, the success you got was from the forecheck. You haven't been able to establish that yet here in this hockey game. Montreal once again coming at you. The user speed, they get in the offensive zone, they don't stand around. There's a lot of movement. They move the puck very crisp and clean. You can't chase, you just got to hold your position, but almost play the man-on-man just to eliminate them a little bit. But when you're going the other way, you got to get a lot more pressure on these D. They threw the puck away like crazy last game, and so far you haven't been able to activate that.
Newhook and Matheson, the goal scorers. Assist to Gooley and Hudson on the first one. Deneau picked up the helper on the 2nd goal of the game. Face-off at center, won by Montreal. Played up towards center ice and just deflected into the Buffalo zone. And Norris trying to get position on Suzuki. Sapkowski down there as well. And Caulfield races in. Bouncing puck. Caulfield almost came away with it, but the Sabres with good stick work able to get it out of the zone. And that's going to be flipped off the boards. And Doan trying to play that one away, but Suzuki will touch it back in behind the Montreal net. Lane Hudson will skate it to the blue line. Pass cross ice, picked off. Here's some open ice for Benson, but the pass didn't get there. Kept on the wall by Norris, played behind the net. Benson is there now. Norris comes up with it out of the corner, right side up top. Samuelson at the line for Dahlin. Middle with a shot. It comes right off the wall. Centering pass taken away by Dobson for the Canadiens, and he will get that puck out of the zone. Montreal slipping in behind the D here. Alex Lyon with a big glove save, as it was Nick Suzuki who got in behind everybody on that bit of a sneak play.
Yeah, he just beat everybody up the ice coming off that far wall, got in behind him, and it was a set play coming up, banked it off the wall. He got in. Alex Lyon bailed him out.
2-0 Montreal early in this one. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
One team, one goal, to beat cancer together. Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center is proud to celebrate the Buffalo Sabres on their run through the Stanley Cup playoffs in over 10 years of their partnership as the official comprehensive cancer care provider of the Buffalo Sabres. Together, they're making a difference beyond the ice, bringing cancer awareness, education, and early detection to local communities. Learn more at roswellpark.org/onegoal.
Jamie Fiegel of Fiegel Car and Joyce.
Still trying to figure out how to get into Canada with a DWI? The Canadian government recently changed its rules on citizenship. If you trace your family to a Canadian citizen, you might be able to get in now by becoming a citizen. Other strategies can be utilized to achieve your goal. Go to our website for a free analysis.
Make the right choice. Call Fiegel Car and Joyce at 810-2121 or visit yourborderattorneys.com.
Buffalo Sabres hockey is being brought to you by Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center. Early detection of cancer is our goal. Get in the game at roswellpark.org/WGR. By Firth Jewelers. For all the moments in your life, go forth to Firth. By Fiegel Car and Joyce, your border attorneys. By Great Lakes Building Systems. Our business is protecting your business. By Relax Honda. Relax, we got this. By Outlet Liquor. When you need to stock up, it's the place to buy a case. What's your outlet? And by AAA, official partner of the Buffalo Sabres.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Don't forget, purchase your tickets for the 50-50 raffle tonight, presented by Northtown Automotive. Guaranteed jackpot of $100,000 up for grabs. Tonight could be your chance to win. New York State residents can purchase from home at sabres.com/50-50.
Yes, and you don't have to be at the game. You do not have to do it while the game is on. You can do it leading up to the game, the day before the game. Just go online. You can purchase your tickets at any time. As soon as this one's drawn, the next draw will be up and ready to go. So
the next draw is ready to go in the Sabres zone to the right of Alex Lyon. Tage Thompson against Veleno, out with Bolduc and Doc.
Yeah, draws right now are 4-2 in favor of Montreal. In the last face-off in the zone led to a Montreal goal.
They win another one. But the play to the line, picked off by Alex Tuch. He races in. Right circle, fan on the shot. Just enough on the back check. That time is Xhekaj reaching in. Montreal on the far wall. Will play it around into the corner. Poked out to the line, and at center ice, the Sabres get it back again. Working in tight quarters here. Connor Timmins will throw it behind the net. Jakub Dobish into the corner for Xhekaj. He'll flip it up as he's run into by Tage Thompson. Here's Tuch trying to get to Thompson. Tuch keeps it. Puck over the far circle.
He's got no stick, Xhekaj.
Sabres trying to center. Goal line play for Montreal. It's just kind of chip it out, and this should go for an icing, but the race will be won by Veleno. So Lions out to play it. Canadians are full speed ahead here in game number 2 so far in the first.
Yeah, as expected, you knew they were going to come out with a little more jump here, and they have.
Here's a turnover and a penalty as the puck slides right in front of the Montreal net. That may have been a goal if not for the penalty. And the Sabres down 2-0 with a much-needed power play coming up here.
Yeah, it's going to be a tripping call going to Carrier. And you're right, it pretty much had to make this play.
Montreal 45, minus for tripping.
Coming out of the corner because the Sabres had them. There was a 2-on-2 down low, but the Sabres able to step around. That was Zucker, who's got himself in a good position, gets around him, and Carrier has come in from behind and take his feet out from underneath him. And down he goes because Zucker and Quinn were 2-on-1 to the net. And now the Sabres need to come up here with another big power play. They were 2 for 3 last game. They are 3 for 27 during the playoffs.
Benson and Doan out with the face-off. Chip down low in the Montreal zone, and the Canadians clear it. Owen Byram will start with the puck in the Sabres zone and make his way to center before it's off to Quinn, and he'll drop it back. Speed by McLeod to gain the line. Left side, Matheson defending in the corner. To the right corner, Doan is there, but the Canadians are going to skate this one out. They've actually got 2 coming out of the zone. Matheson looks back, and he'll put one right in the glove of Alex Lyon, who leaves it. And now Bowen Byram, left circle in the Buffalo zone. 122 as he gets to center, left of the power play, and it's a drop back to McLeod. To center. to the left side in the Montreal zone. Did not get it deep. Battle on the wall. Open ice. Here's Doan. Fires it. And a low glove save by Dobish. And Quinn does not want to even things up here. Getting into it after the whistle.
Stay out of this stuff. There's no need for that right now. I don't think anything's happening out of this, but Sabres get a lucky bounce coming off the wall. Montreal trying to wrap it around, and it pops off the pile of players on the left wall, and it pops right into the middle of the ice. And Josh Doan coming from the right side of the ice, able to come right across the middle, just curls and drags it past Matheson's stick as he's kind of leaning out, trying to block it. And he's right between the hash marks, takes a quick shot on Dobish, but he is out high, takes that away, gloves it, and no opportunity.
Referees tonight, Johnny Bear and Trevor Hansen. Ryan Daisy and Chandor Alfonso on the lines. Face off to the right of the Montreal net, won by the Sabres clean. Thompson back to Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin near circle to the goal line. Here's a play in front, and a quick shot by Zucker off the glass. May have been deflected. Back to Dahlin at the blue line. Trying to walk Montreal into the shape he wants. Far circle one-timer, and Dobish gets over on that shot from Alex Tuch, and it's out of play.
Yeah, Alex Tuch and Tate Thompson kind of switching positions there. Tate Thompson coming up high. Alex Tuch sliding over onto that left side over there on his off wing so he can one-time it when it comes across. You got Zucker established in front. So kind of a little different look there by the Sabres trying to catch Montreal a little bit, but a beautiful pass coming to the front of the net just before that. It's going to bounce off somebody from Norris right to Zucker, and he sand wedges that one high over the net.
Zucker steps in. Benson waved out of the draw to the right of the Montreal net. Power play down to 49 seconds left as the Canadiens. Hudson in the corner. Plays it below the goal line, and Montreal will do enough to clear it down the ice. Canadiens will make a couple of changes on the kill unit. Sabres stay with the number one power play as they slowly make their way to center. Shots are 6-5 Montreal. Canadiens up 2-0 first period, 10:56 to go. That doesn't work for Norris, trying to go through the middle, and it's hammered down the ice.
Yeah, they're just stacking it up the line here, and it's very difficult to skate through that with the puck. I still go back to you got speed coming up there, you got them all standing still, just a little soft chip, step around them, and then go get the puck again.
Dahlin very cautiously navigates in, and Tuch with a shot, stopped by Dobish. So better in that moment by the Sabres. Again, another bump on Tuch after the whistle, but he skates away from that one. And
yeah, Dahlin took a hammer in front of the net there. I think a slash by Gooley. Anderson gives it to Tuch just after the play. And Dahl's a little slow getting up there after the play there, and it just looks like he was favoring his leg there a little bit, and he's making his way to the bench. But staying.
Had a block shot in that first game, and there was some concern about how he was doing. Lindy Ruff said he looked fine after the game, walking the hallways, and no indication from Rasmus.
That guy's tough, man. He's not going to miss these games. He's going to have something major wrong with him before he's going to step away from one of these games.
Deneau wins another draw. He's got the puck now returned to him in a backhand. That goes out of play. 2 seconds left in the power play as Alexandre Carrier standing up in the penalty box for the Canadiens, ready to come back here.
Yeah, bad play there by Daniel. He's got the puck. They got plenty of time to turn and fire down the ice, and on the backhand, he's 5 feet inside the blue line and backhands into his own bench. Now the Sabres got a face-off in the offensive zone here with 2 seconds left in this first power play opportunity.
To the right of Dobish. Montreal winning possession off the draw. Sabres perhaps fortunate. No stick tie-up call there. And it's dumped into the Buffalo zone where Byram takes it off the wall, far corner. Left side of the ice. Plays it up through center. Here's Greenway. Holds it. Here's Quinn. Trying to get traffic to the net. Shot is blocked, and Slavkovsky has it. And he tried to put it deep into the zone, but that's knocked out of midair by Power. Byram. Slavkovsky gets there first, and the shot is blocked by a sliding Quinn, and the Sabres clear it.
A little too loose in the offensive or defensive zone here for the Sabres. They got to tighten this up. Montreal, they come with speed. They hang on to the puck. And they're finding guys in those front of the net too easy.
Doan the other way, right side, trying to wrap it back in front. Yeah, that deflects to the near wall. Benson plays it low. Below the goal line, Norris after it. Benson steps up. Canadiens cannot clear. Good step up by Samuelson. Benson to the front of the net. Loose puck. And that comes back to the corner here on the right wing side. Canadiens, Suzuki plays it behind the net. Jackeye. Back to Suzuki in the near corner. 9:20 to go. First period, 2-0 Montreal. Game 2 of the series. The Buffalo leads 1-0. Dobesh and Benson. A little bump as Benson goes by the goal and now is on the Sabres bench. Canadiens breakout doesn't work as Newhook knocked to the ice after he missed the pass. Sabres at center. Peyton Krebs puts it down the wall. Hudson ahead of Tage Thompson, who finishes his check. Up steps Samuelson. Couple of key pinches by Samuelson and a great keep it on the wall here. Samuelson centers in front. That's off a skate and now Newhook. Hit to the wall by Krebs. Darlene far point. Carries it. One hand on the stick at the blue line. Plays it across. Tuck will leave it. Samuelson shoots one low. It's off the glass. Samuelson again down low. Krebs right there with him. Up top, Alex Tuck plays it to the wall. Tage Thompson high in the zone. Turns it over. Possible 2-on-1 here for Montreal. They get to the Sabres line. Evans pass across and no shot from Hudson. Well, Sabres get away with one there. And a penalty coming up to Buffalo at the end of the play. Unless Montreal wants to even this up here with their unhappiness with the hit, and understandably so, but let's see how the referees see this once they break it up. The scrum continues in the corner.
Yeah, nothing coming out of this. They're just kind of, but the initial penalty, I think, going to Darlene over in the corner. And everybody just getting spread apart here now, skating their own directions. Nothing else coming out of this. And I think it's going to be Rasmus Dahlin that goes over and sits down for a couple minutes here. Montreal's going to have their first power play when we come back.
2-0 Canadiens. First period, 8:13 remaining. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
Get BuffaloLaw.com. Get BuffaloLaw.com. They don't play, they make them pay. Injured, get help today. Get Buffalo Law. They know the way. Get BuffaloLaw.com.
Canada Wolf, Castro and Hall, 959 Kenmore Avenue, Buffalo, New York. Attorney advertising. Injured? Get BuffaloLaw.com. 716-848-8000.
Your home is a legacy to be proud of. And this spring, Stellar is putting the power play in your hands. Score $1,800 off your home exterior project or enjoy 18 months with no payments. At Stellar, we defend your home with quality materials and service built on a reputation you can count on. Don't let the season slip by. Call us today to schedule your free estimate.
320-7663. Stellar Roofing.
Hockey's not just a game. It's a clash of sticks. It's sprays of ice and crazy saves. It's slap shots and the scrape of blades. It's an endless series of touch-and-go moments that make you feel alive. Through the highs and lows, you march your way down the long road to the playoffs alongside your team, with your jersey on and your heart on your sleeve, because they couldn't do it without you. And when you're there for your team, the NHL store is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLshop.com. A Fanatics experience.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Sabres season ticket memberships for next season available now. Limited memberships remain. Join today. Receive access to exclusive member-only events and experiences, discounts as well as Sabres store concessions and much more. Become a member at sabres.com/membership. Big kill for Buffalo.
Yeah,
here.
big kill. Montreal Canadiens 1 for 2 last game on the power play. 6 for 28 so far in the playoffs, running at over 21.5% rate. Sabres only give up 3 goals on 18 attempts on the penalty kill. I think the big thing is here, too, Dan, the face-offs. The Sabres are not winning face-offs. It's 10-2 right now in favor of the Montreal Canadiens in the face-off circle.
Well, you want to keep the score at 2-0, that's for sure. But Montreal wins another clean draw. Hudson back at the top of the zone on this power play. The Canadiens don't always have to go to him, of course. You got Suzuki here on the left, and Caulfield always hanging around that low post area. Slavkovsky drifts in and out of the bumper spot as the Canadiens so far kept to the outside. Patience by Buffalo defending. Samuelson on Suzuki. Going to force him to the line, but not out. A big play on the wall, and it's clear to the line, but not out. Walking in with a shot. A glove save made by Alex Lyon as Cole Caulfield had a one-on-one look on a failed clear by Buffalo.
Yeah, Caulfield coming across from the right side of the ice to the left. He's on his offhand, so he can't take the shot, and he's got to get his body turned a little bit to take the shot. And by that time, it bought Alex Lyon enough time to get across and be in the position where he needed to be. to make the glove save, and there was nobody in front of the net, but that was another lost draw right off that led to all that problems in your own zone.
Face off this time to the right as Kozak will lean in for Buffalo. And a face-off win by the Sabres, and Greenway will hammer the puck down the ice. Dobesh will leave it. Hudson with it now. 2 goals in the playoffs for Lane Hudson after a 12-goal season. For number 48, Suzuki drops it. Back up top in the Buffalo zone. Now they set up Caulfield on this left side. Up top with Hudson. Back to Caulfield, top of the circle. Looking in front, that pass was blocked. Suzuki still thinking of Slavkovsky in the bumper spot. Puck deflects back to the line. Power play with still 50 seconds left here for Montreal as they work it down to the corner. To the left of the Buffalo net. For Caulfield, near circle. Shot by Hudson, and a lightning quick glove by Alex Lyon, and he makes the save.
Yeah, Beck Melanson, great attempt to try to block that one. Goes down, it goes right over top of him. Alex Lyon, there's no traffic in front. He's able to pick it off pretty easy there. Just a couple of sticks that goes through and gets down on his knees and takes the shot that way, and he's able to find it coming through clean, able to freeze it. But you just watch the Montreal Canadiens. They'll work one side of the ice, and they'll get everybody kind of sucked over there, and then you're going to find somebody on that far post who gets himself down, and then at the last second, they look to go across the top of the blue paint to try to find him. So you got to be careful. Somebody has to be on the relief valve on that far side.
Another one draw, and a shot stopped by Lyon. Bolduc and Doc and Newhook out there with Texier as well. Sabres with a chance now. Benson, he can skate it out to center, left side to the Montreal line. Holds that puck, takes a shot. It's wide. That's going to come quickly to the point, but Buffalo's got 3 back. Down to 22 seconds left of the kill for the Sabres, who trail 2-0. Newhook trying to go right through the middle, and the last second play by Connor Timmins. Then a big hit by Samuelson in the corner. Puck comes back to the near point. Texier trying to find his way in. Now below the goal line. It's bumped back to the point here. 6 seconds to go in the kill. Texier left circle. Sends it up high for a shot. Rebound. Traffic in front. And the Sabres don't clear. Out of the box is Dahlin. He's high in the zone. Now creeping down. Texier trying to center. And that goes to the far post now into the corner. Canadians keep possession. Dobson holds it. Far circle. No one-timer. It's back up top. And that hops up over the stick of Matheson and out of the zone. So the Sabres survive there with under 6 to go in the first, trailing 2-0. Montreal, right wing to center, will shoot it in. First to it is Deneau. Byram with 2 players to cover down low, and the Canadians keep possession of the corner. Josh Anderson in behind the net. Anderson wanted to backhand it in front. He'll play it to the point for a shot, and that took a redirect wide. Alex Tuck trying to clear. Anderson on him. Creates a turnover in front. Anderson just hit it wide.
Oh, I think Bowen Byram might have got a stick on him right there, and that just kind of threw him off because Anderson was wide open.
Canadians are making the Sabres look slow in this first period. There's a shot that goes off the glass. Now it's Veleno down on the corner. Montreal getting first to pucks here, and the Sabres trying to win some battles on the wall. Martin Saint-Louis talked about it after game 1. He didn't feel his team won enough 50-50 battles in the offensive zone. Well, they won some here in the first period, and they're up 2-0. Again, another battle won by Montreal. Pass to the far circle. Great play. Peyton Krebs knocks his man to the ice, and the puck has slipped out. Sabres need a change, so they will not chase it.
Yeah, too many times here Montreal's able to get a control of the puck below the goal line and find somebody in front of the net. You got to do a little better coverage there in front of your net. Don't get so far away. You may have to drop down a little bit and sacrifice the shot from the point maybe once or twice, but you're just giving way too much opportunity there in front of your net.
The touch passes aren't working either. Tape to tape in that first period of game 1 is how the Sabres work their way up the ice. Right now they're trying to connect as the Canadians with a steal at center, and Gooley passes it across the blue line. Now back to the left wing side as the Canadians gain the zone. It's a walk here by Suzuki to the slot for a shot. Slavkovsky tied up just enough. Comes up with it, centers, and a tie-up in front of the net with no call, and that's a good thing as Rasmus Dahlin reaches in for trying to tie up the stick. Canadians out of the far corner. Suzuki playing it back to the line. Maybe a steal and a push here by Buffalo. They've got 3. The Sabres against 2. Canadians back. Here's Quinn with a chance, and he misses the target.
Gotta hit the net. Gotta hit the net. No.
Montreal playing it behind their net with 3.5 to go here in the opening period. Room to bring it up to center, and Demidov makes one move and then chips and chases after it. Samuelson out from behind the net. Tape to Dome. 3 against 2 at the line, and offside Norris on the left side as we go to break with 3:11 to go in the first, and Montreal leading 2-0 here in Buffalo. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
After a Western New York winter like that, your garage door might not be as reliable as you think. Hi, this is Jen Kuhn from Hamburg Overhead Door. Cold snow and ice can take a real toll. Springs wear down, rollers get stiff, and openers start to struggle. If your garage door is noisy, slow, or just not working like it used to, now's the time to get it checked before it turns into a bigger problem. Our team can get you back up and running quickly and safely. Call us at 649-3600 to schedule your service today.
Cha-cha's got ya. If you're pain injured, don't you worry, Cha-cha's got ya.
This is Dan Cha-cha. Accidents happen when you least expect them. But when they do, you need a team that fights for you. At Dan Cha-cha Injury Attorneys, we're dedicated to getting you the compensation you deserve. Whether it's a car accident, a workplace injury, or trip and fall, we've got your back. Don't worry, Cha-cha's gotcha. Call Dan Cha-cha Injury Attorneys today for a free consultation.
Don't you worry, Cha-cha's got ya.
Call 648-3030. At Northwest Bank, we're here for what's next, including your favorite team's next playoff run. With digital checking tools that are a total game changer, like spending alerts to let you know when you've gone overboard on team gear, security features to lock your debit card should it go missing while you're doing the wave, and of course, early pay, which lets you get paid up to 2 days early. That's what we call a power play in banking. To learn more, go to northwest.com. Member FDIC, Northwest Bank, for what's next.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
2-0 Montreal, late stages of the first period. Goals in the game so far scored by Newhook at 1:36 of the period. Second of the playoffs from Goulet and Hudson. And at 4:27, Matheson from Deneau. Both goals coming at even strength.
Yeah, Montreal just looking when they get in the offensive zone. They got guys moving, but they're looking to take the shot. Every time the puck's coming to the point, man, they're looking to get this puck through here. So you got to be aware of that. Alex Lyons come up with a couple big saves. A couple times he's not even seeing the puck coming through because there's so much traffic in front of the net. But at the other end, Montreal is just exiting the zone way too easy here.
Puck here in the Montreal zone is chopped out towards center. And rolling puck power, trying to play this away from the on-looking Newhook. Now it's in behind the net in power. Takes the puck left there by Alex Lyon, who has seen 10 shots from Montreal so far in this hockey game. Greenway navigates his way to the red line and in. Left side with a shot. Tobish up high, fights that one away. Greenway has it fall to him in the corner, but he can't play it away from Xhekaj. Xhekaj turns it over. Greenway had it just go underneath his skate. He's still below the goal line with it. Greenway trying to backhand it out front. Xhekaj got a piece of it. And then they crash into one another on the far wall as the puck is cleared down the ice. And Xhekaj gives Greenway a cross-check in front of the Montreal bench. And Greenway and Xhekaj are face-to-face right now.
Yeah, they were going at it there the whole shift as Greenway was coming down. He was going one-on-one with Xhekaj, and then they came together over in the corner a couple times. Then they worked their way up in front of the bench, and Xhekaj gave him a little shot. Greenway stops and starts contesting it, but they're just showing replays here on TNT, actually, that the two of them are having a good conversation during warm-ups. So expect this battle to continue.
That's a couple of big boys.
Yep, they nullify each other pretty well.
Samuelson can't keep it in. Sabres won the draw. But Samuelson had it bounce over his stick at the line. And the Canadiens now get it to center, and Anderson will shoot it in. Line out to play it, but it's all the way around to Texier on the far wall. Evades one, back to the line. Shot doesn't get through, but it falls to Deneau. Near circle shot and deflected just wide by Anderson. Far corner. Sabres on it quickly. Got to make sure the clears here and just get the play headed back to the right side of the red line as Deneau under pressure. Almost turned it over, but Montreal gets the break, and they've got a 3-on-2 at the line, but it's offside as they play it over to Anderson as they try to rush the 3-on-2 advantage, and that did not work out.
Yeah, that case, probably best case scenario, carried in over the line, but tried to force the pass there as the outside tail guys were driving through to the net and mishandled it right in front of the Sabres bench. And the Sabres get a little break there because that line of Thompson, Tuck, Krebs, a little over-aggressive down low, lose the battle of the puck, and then it's moved up the ice really quick. Montreal's fast coming out of their zone here tonight. They got their boots moving. Their D are getting involved, as they talked about. And the Sabres got to make sure they got enough guys back here.
McLeod taking the draw just outside the Buffalo zone over on the left dot. And it will be Valeno to step in.
Face-off's 12-5 now in favor of Montreal.
Sabres win one, so give them 6.
6.
Another tip that time by Quinn. That rolls into the Montreal corner. Matheson able to make the first pass, and the Canadiens content with just chipping it up. And the Sabres get possession back, but Montreal again, they've got 3 already here in the Buffalo zone, 2 at the goal line, trying to apply pressure on the defense. Now the Sabres break past it. 3 to the line and in. Late Stanley hammers one, that's blocked. Puck at the line, kept in. As Timmins tried to throw that one towards the far wall, but it's kind of kicked out of play by the Montreal player. So they're calling that as a deflection, not clear by the stick.
Kirby Dach tried to lift his leg to try to stop that one from coming in. It goes right off his boot and over the glass, and the referee instantly making the sign that it was deflected up and out. And you got 1:09 left here. Shots 10-8 in favor of Montreal. And I think the Sabres here get out of this period, get in the room, and just kind of regroup here a little bit. And a little wake-up call by the coach and a couple of cups of coffee. And
certainly by one another, and I think that's probably the biggest growth in this team that you can even talk to. When you got a team that finally can call each other out and they're good about it, that's how you have a better next period. So under a minute to go here in the first. Sabres looking for one, and that centering pass for Doan just cut off. Otherwise, he was right in front of Dobesh. Here's Slavkovsky the other way. Montreal puts their top line out. They want to make it 3 headed to the room. Slavkovsky against Benson, far corner. Benson with a steal. Caulfield back to Slavkovsky. Watched by Byram. Brings it high at the line. Far point. Benson stays on him. Slavkovsky's a talented player. He stays with that puck. And now it's Doan. Can't clear. Sabres with 26 seconds. Get it outside the line. Little touch pass there. Here's Doan trying to walk it through. But played well by Montreal, and that time Dobson. Puck comes outside the line, and a penalty coming up here. It's going against Buffalo. Could be a tripping call, I think, or interference. Or is he sending 2? I wonder if there's 2 going here. Let's take a look.
Well, Doan is definitely one going.
Minor penalty interference.
Yeah, and this happens down in the corner, and the D was slow getting up. And it was right on top of the faceoff circle, and he comes together with Noah Dobson. No puck around. The 2 of them collide up top, and they've made the call that it's going to be an interference call. And Noah Dobson just following the play up. Doan comes across, and he does. He leans into him, and Dobson's got his head turned, not even paying attention. Down he goes. So Montreal going to their second power play. 9.9 seconds left here in this second period. You got to be aware there's plenty of time here. You win this. If you lose the draw here, you better quickly get yourself into defensive position because they're going to be looking to shoot.
Draw is lost. Hudson plays it to the far wall. Cross. Quick shot. Save wide. The puck is still free in front of him. Referee blew it dead, but it was clearly there to be seen. And it's always interesting. The referee low in the zone, closest to the net, makes the call, but quite often they're behind the play.
Yeah, but that one right there, he makes the save, and Timmins and Suzuki are tied up. Suzuki gets one whack at it. Lyon makes the save, but the referee is right in this corner, right in front of them. So it's kind of weird that he never saw the puck. It was still free sitting in front of the net, but he quickly blew that one down.
Yeah, and it's not good for Buffalo.
No, advantage Montreal.
Greenway cleared that puck. Anyway, Deneau to take the draw here with 2.2 left. Won by Montreal. Quick shot saved by Lyon, and that could have been costly, but it wasn't. So we'll move forward. 2-0 after 1. Let's give it to Brian Koziel to take you through the first intermission.
Okay, Dan and Rob, thank you very much. 2-0. Montreal is in front. They get a couple of early goals, and the Sabres right now in a hole as we are through 20 minutes of play here in Game 2 of Round 2. All right, let's head down to the locker room area. Paul Hamilton standing by. Paul, Montreal did exactly what they wanted to do here, was get that early lead, and then they added another one.
Yeah, Montreal's playing very well. As Rob said, they're getting up ice. Their defense, you got to watch Hudson. You know he wants to get in the play, and he's been doing it. It gets him an extra guy. Dobish had to make a couple of really good saves, actually, on Buffalo. But I think if you're a Sabre fan, you can look at it this way, too. There's still 40 minutes left in this game. It's 2 goals. There's plenty of time for the Buffalo to get back into this game. Even if they were to get 1 goal in the period, now it's a 1-goal thing going into the third period. And, Lyon didn't get shaken. You want him to make the save on the Matheson goal, but he didn't get shaken by it. He's made some great saves since then, including a breakaway on Suzuki. They're still in this hockey game. They just got to get in there, figure it out, and start playing the way they can play.
Paul, let's break down the goals here. Montreal's first one is just 136 in from Newhook. Gouli takes the shot, and it's tipped. It goes just under Lyon's arm. What did you see on that one?
It looked to me like Gouli tried to do that. It looked like he saw Newhook there, and, it was lofted, but Newhook did a good job of, hitting it out of the air. Goes under Lyon's arm. No way you can blame him on that goal. But you got Newhook there who is free to make that. Gouli who's free to come in and take that shot. So not real good coverage by the Sabres there.
And then less than 3 minutes later, Montreal takes a 2-0 lead. Matheson shot, Paul, I think maybe Lyon just didn't see it right. It goes in, but it all starts because the Canadiens cleanly win the draw.
Brian, honestly, it looked to me like he saw it the whole way. I just missed it. I mean, there were guys on either side of the puck. It was almost like there was a chute to put the puck through, but it didn't appear to me that anybody screened him. It looked like he had a clean look at it and just missed it, and it wound up going in.
Then Deneau gets the lone assist because of the face-off win. And, Paul, the face-offs were a story in the first period. At one point, it was up to 80% for Montreal. They had won 12 of the first 15. Now, through 20 minutes, it ends up still heavily one-sided. Montreal won 15 of 21 face-offs.
Now, as I pointed out to you, and you can look as I'm talking here in the first period, Norris was really the only one and had done a good job on face-offs throughout the playoffs. I think coming in, it was around 54 point whatever on draws. Really the only Sabre that had done well on the draws. And, you'll let us know how he did there in the first period, but most of them did not do very well.
Yeah, and nobody over 50% for the Sabres. Norris won 1 of 4, so 25% there.
No, that's not good.
Now, Tyson Kozak, he won 2 of 5. And McLeod, 2 of 6. I mean, those are the 3 big face-off guys. So yeah, it was a bad period for the Sabres there.
Yeah, and Carrick, if this doesn't change and the Sabres were to lose this game, I'd be shocked if he wasn't in Game 3 because I can't see this face-off thing turning around in this game. The Sabres other than Norris, just aren't good at it.
Paul, the power play, we know, there's been a variety of things that we know we've been trying to figure out to dissect of what's going on, but they also don't maybe get as much time as they could to get things fixed because they're constantly losing that draw to start with the man advantage. Then it gets sent down, and then they have to set things up again. And there's, 1:35 left on the power play before they even get possession in the other team's zone. That's even if they do get possession.
Well, the only draw Norris won, and that was the one I was paying attention to, was on the power play. And look what happened. They had some scoring chances. They worked it around. They had some. It was the only time in the power play that they were set up and had some chances in there. You look at the rest of it. It was all pucks down the ice, pucks down the ice. We try to get into the zone. We can't get into the zone. We don't get in clean, and Dobish freezes it, and it goes right back down again. Basically the only time they got set up was because they won the draw.
And that chance that you mentioned ends up getting to Zucker right in front, Paul. And that's a goal that Zucker has been scoring this year in the regular season. We know he's been kind of snake-bitten right now through the postseason. I don't think it's anything to be alarmed about, but that's the one that he normally has been burying during the year.
Yeah, 7 games, and he's been getting his normal chances. He's in the spots he's normally in, but he hasn't been able to go in. He's had pucks hit things. He looked like he was going to score the overtime goal in the game that Pasternak did. He had half an open net, but then Quinn comes through and it winds up hitting him. And Zucker even said, he goes, I thought I scored there. So did I, because I had the same look he did looking from the press box. And but he's just, you're right, has been snake bitten. But I got to say, as much as I like the way Josh Doan plays hockey, that was not a good penalty to take when you're down 2 goals. And now you got to kill a penalty going into the second period. That was not a smart penalty.
Yeah, still 1:51 left on that Doan minor that'll carry over to start the second. Last thing, Paul, just a quick thought here. We talked in pregame about Dahlin, how he left the game there in game 1 late. I didn't see anything at all that would be of concern that anything carried over. Did you?
Yeah, I agree. No, he looks like he's just fine.
Yep. Okay, Paul, thank you. We'll talk after 2.
Okay.
All right. Good stuff there from Paul Hamilton down in the room. Canadiens lead the Sabres 2-0 here as we are through 20 minutes of game number 2. All right, we'll step aside here. When we come back, we'll get you first period stats, highlights, and a check of the rest of the sports day. We're after 1 here at KeyBank Center. Canadiens lead the Sabres 2-0. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on Buffalo Sabres Radio.
For 45 years, Dish has been connecting America with the best in family TV entertainment and advanced technology at an unbeatable value. And that commitment continues with our new 45th anniversary special offer. Get the lowest price in satellite TV starting as low as $89.99 a month. In a world of rising costs and hidden fees, Dish stays transparent, reliable, and honest, just like our founders intended. Learn more by calling 888-ADD-DISH or visit dish.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-284-1238. 800-284-1238. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. 800-284-1238.
Radio home of your Atlantic Division champion Buffalo Sabres. We are through 20 minutes of hockey. Live from KeyBank Center. Here's your host, Brian Koziol.
Another shot off the bar and in. Matheson from well up in the zone, and it's 2-0 Montreal. And we're 3:27. Make that 4:27 into the first period.
There's the second goal from Montreal from Matheson. Newhook had scored early, and Montreal got out to a 2-0 lead, 4:27 into the game. That's their score. 2-0 Canadiens. We got our first period stats brought to you by Level Financial Advisors, helping you retire better. Visit levelfa.com. Shots were 13-8 in favor of Montreal. The shot attempts, 25 for the Canadiens to 17 for the Sabres. We mentioned face-offs, a big edge for the Canadiens. They won 15 of 21 in that period. For the Sabres, Josh Doan had 3 of the 8 Buffalo shots. In terms of ice time, it was Matthias Samuelsson leading the way for Buffalo, 7:51 on the ice. The injury report brought to you by Hamburg Overhead Door. Is your garage door injured? Call the experts at Hamburg Overhead Door to get your door healthy again. Well, Sam Carrick still a scratch tonight. Officially listed as day-to-day. Lindy Ruff said, hey, if it's a Game 7, he's playing. But thought maybe they could push it one more game, and now he's going to be possibly available for Game 3, but thought that getting a few days of extra rest would be very helpful for him. Potential game changer. We look at that right now. Well, so far, it's been Montreal and their early quick 2 goals. That has really set the tone. Alex Lyon stayed in net. I was wondering, will maybe Lindy Ruff make an early goalie change, but he's stuck with Lyon, who was in the net so far. But the quick start for Montreal, is that the potential game-changing moment of this game? We'll talk about it on the postgame when it's over. The game changer presented by Buffalo Law. When one moment changes everything, choose the right team. Visit buffalolaw.com. All right, scoreboard from the rest of the NHL night. When we return, our score 2-0. Canadiens leading it after 20 minutes. You're listening to the Stanley Cup playoffs on Buffalo Sabres Radio.
Find a gift that your mom is truly going to love, go forth to Firth Jewelers. Hey, it's Sal Capaccio. You know Firth is my jeweler. Well, they're my mom's too. Every time she visits, they take such great care of her. They're going to take care of you and your mom too. From sparkling pendants to elegant earrings, timeless bracelets to exquisite rings, they've got pieces for every mom's taste. And with Firth-friendly savings, you can find something mom's going to love without breaking the bank. This Mother's Day, make it unforgettable with the perfect gift from Firth Jewelers, Military Road, Niagara Falls.
What's your outlet?
Score a hat trick of savings at Outlet Liquor. Buy any wine or champagne priced at $13.99 or less and build your own sale. Buy 3 to 5 bottles for $1 off each one. That's your hat trick. Want a power play? Grab 6 bottles or more and savings jump to $2 off per bottle. Fill a 12-bottle case and save $24. Mix and match hundreds of brands. Bottle bundle deals only at the place to buy a case. Outlet Liquor, official partner of the Buffalo Sabres.
What's your outlet?
Western New York golfers, listen up. Get ready for an epic season on the greens without draining your wallet. WGR has scored you a hole-in-one deal with the brand new 2026 WGR VIP golf card. For just one incredibly low price of $129, you unlock a season of premier golfing adventures. Play around at the picturesque Shorewood Country Club. Conquer the greens at Shamrock Hill. And when the weather is bad, keep your swing razor sharp indoors at Golf Dojo. New for 2026, every round ends better than it began. Enjoy a bite and drink after your game with their 19th hole sponsor, 1812 Tavern, and more. 8 incredible golf and entertainment experiences for only $129. This value is unmatched. But hurry, this is a limited offer. Get all the details and purchase your WGR VIP golf card today at GetMyPerks.com. That's GetMyPerks.com. The WGR VIP golf card. 8 premier experiences, 1 low price. Get yours now at GetMyPerks.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-9701. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-9701. That's 800-507-9701. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Welcome back to KeyBank Center. 2-0 Sabres down right now. Yes, they won the first game 4-2, but now trail 2-0 here after 1. Let's see what's going on elsewhere. Driver on the Lake, brought to you by AAA, the official partner of the Buffalo Sabres. Here's Jonathan Kozio with the scoreboard.
Thank you, Brian. Out in Anaheim tonight for Game 3 of the series between the Ducks and Golden Knights. Puck drop at 9:30 p.m. tonight. That series is tied at 1. To basketball in Philadelphia, Game 3 between the Sixers and Knicks. Knicks leading that series 2-0. Right now, 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Knicks up 48-40 on the 76ers. 9:30 tip-off between the Timberwolves and Spurs in Minnesota. That series tied at 1. Baseball tonight, Blue Jays and Angels up in Toronto. Jays are up 2-0 after 3 innings of play. Red Sox and Rays in Boston after 3 as well. Sox are up 1-0 on the Rays. Yankees tonight are in Milwaukee. No score after 2 innings of play. And the Mets, 9:40 first pitch out in Arizona tonight. Bisons are in Lehigh Valley, currently in the bottom of the 5th. They trail 3-0. Brian, back to you.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. 2-0 Montreal. Remember, they'll have a power play to start for 1:51 due to the Doan penalty. All right, that'll wrap up our intermission report. Dan and Rob will have your period 2's call when we return after this. Habs lead at 2-0. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
One team, one goal. To beat cancer together. Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center is proud to celebrate the Buffalo Sabres on their run through the Stanley Cup playoffs in over 10 years of their partnership as the official comprehensive cancer care provider of the Buffalo Sabres. Together, they're making a difference beyond the ice, bringing cancer awareness, education, and early detection to local communities. Learn more at roswellpark.org/onegoal.
Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network. Hockey lives here.
With a shot turned out and poked wide by Aho. He swings a wrap around.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Welcome back to KeyBank Center. Now that I figured out what day and game it is, we're set to go with period number 2 at 2-0.
Yeah, we are. Montreal going a power play here over 1 so far. And that first power play opportunity, 6 shots they generated.
Pretty much got to keep that at an 0-4 here if you're Buffalo. 3-0, a big climb. It's doable, but Montreal skating from left to right. With the puck is Suzuki. He'll drop it. Demidov at the line. Plays it to the far wall. Hudson beating Greenway to the puck, but just barely. Middle of the ice, Slavkovsky. A little backhand pass. Demidov. Traffic in the slot. And a nice block by Samuelson. We got a Montreal player down. Demidov.
No penalty.
Just getting up. Now Slavkovsky near circle. Plays it to the corner. Suzuki. He's given a hit there by Samuelson. Slavkovsky high in the zone. Plays it to the left wall. Up top, Lane Hudson. Looks for a shooting lane. Pass to the far circle. To his left, gets it back again. Montreal moving away from the puck now. Here's a shot. Hudson with a blast. That's blocked. Top of the near circle. Sends it far side. Return to Hudson in the high slot. Slavkovsky off the right circle. Far side. Bit of a deflection there by Mellenstein. They work it back to the point with 40 seconds to go in this power play to start the period. Montreal Hudson. Right circle. To the left circle. This is Bolduc. Gives it back down in the corner off to the right of Lyon. He's on the goal line as it's up top. Hudson holds it, pass to the far dot, and a block there. Sliding over was Timmons. And it's played back to the line. Some room here. Hudson for Slavkovsky, who comes off this near circle right side. Leaves it at the line, and a diving play by Malenstein. He tips it out with only one gloved hand and races to the Buffalo bench. Canadian Slavkovsky looking far post, and that tap in will come out of the corner and out to center ice, and a race for it as McLeod chases it into the Montreal zone, and he'll force a face-off, forcing Dobesh to hold on as the Sabres get back to even strength with 18:05 remaining in the second.
Yeah, big play there by Beck Malenstein, a diving, poking the puck out over the line, allowed him to get off. He had no glove, and the Sabres able to come back and make sure they got good pressure on the Montreal Canadiens. A good puck possession by the Montreal Canadiens. Everything was in the perimeter. Every time they tried to go to the middle of the ice, Sabres able to cut it off, where they deflected passes. Montreal just trying to be a little too fancy in the middle of the ice, and Greenway just hammered Demioff right in the middle of the ice when he tried a little fancy around the back pass.
Face off in the Montreal zone. The puck comes back into the Buffalo end quickly, and the Sabres with possession. Alex Tuch. Montreal backing up here as Tage Thompson gains the line on the right side. Plays it around behind the net in this near corner left wing side. Owen Power for Tuch. Feeds Thompson. He's hauled down. Stick gets in on Tage. Dahlin's got the puck. Lyon's gone to the bench for the extra skater just coming over the boards. It's Norris. Sabres with the puck up high. Power plays it to the right boards. Norris gives it back. Power across for Dahlin. He'll take it off the left corner board. Standing at the goal line. Dahlin passes it off, and now Alex Tuch brings it high. There's a shot, and a rebound is there. No possession yet. Now Montreal has it. Anderson with the touch.
Yeah, going to be a hooking call here on Montreal. And it is going to be Alexander Carrier going to the box.
Hang on here. Deneau just bumped Dahlin. Anderson gave Dahlin a tap on the top of the skate. So there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, and this hooking call, you give Tage Thompson a little credit here, and I think he sold this one. He had kind of got the stick in underneath his hands. And then when he tried to get away from him, he just kind of falls, and he kind of sold it pretty good there. He's showing you on the board here, Rob Gronkowski in the building. See what jersey he's wearing? That's a 32 jersey, baby. Smart man.
We'll see if he's got Ray or Gronkowski on the back of the jersey. That'll tell the whole story.
Ray. Trust me.
Gooley will clear off the draw, won by Montreal. So the Sabres power play. Resetting behind their own net.
Yeah, 0 for 1. They got 3 shots that first power play opportunity they had.
Byram carries to center and drops it back. McLeod, right side on the entry with the pass. Don't try to cut to the middle. Then he runs into Benson in the slot. Sabres keep the puck. McLeod, though, runs into Evans. Just kept on the line there by Doan. Great play. Benson over on the right wall. Up top. McLeod, he'll leave it at the blue line. Sabres working the ice to the left of Dobesh. Still there, goal line play. Walking in for a broken stick shot there.
Nobody back.
Quinn and nobody back, and Evans can't quite get it clean for the break. He still feeds a bouncing puck in front. Lyon stops it, puts it right back in play. Montreal making changes. Benson gains the line. He's got to get it in deep or hold possession. This is Norris with it now at the line for Thompson. On a bit of an island here on this left side. Buffalo still changing. And again, they're on the power play. Thompson to the goal line. Holding it is Alex Tuch. Brings it out to the circle. Thompson walks in. Drops it back. Dahlin. Far side shot save. There is a rebound. Thompson went over his stick at the near circle. Dahlin's pass. Far circle shot stopped by Dobesh. And he will hold on.
Yeah, a couple of really good looks there for the Sabres. Just going side to side and getting that one-timer on the outside over on the far side of the ice, which is the right side. But the thing is, Dobesh is seeing these pucks coming through. There's no bodies in front. Alex Tuch's that net front guy. He's pulling about 4 or 5 feet up above the blue paint, looking for the direction, the redirection at times, being the bumper guy and then dropping down. And when you know that shot's coming from the point, you got to instantly drop down. You got to create that interference in front of the net.
Well, your Rangers, got more time on television again. They stayed with Gronk for
I was telling you.
another time.
Yeah. Greats, all the greats.
Between whistles. It'll be Norris at the face-off dot here against Tano in the Montreal zone. Canadians win it and clear it down the ice. And the win was courtesy of a little bit of help there off the draw. So the Sabres with 25 to go in the power play get to center ice. Down 2-0. Another drop back. And it's Norris staring down the Habs defense, standing up at the blue line. They're going to clear it again. One more chance to get the zone here with the man advantage, and then Montreal will be back to even strength. Dahlin's pass to the right for Thompson, further for Tuck. Hudson gets there. Dobson is hammered by Zucker, but the puck comes out, and now it's 2 against 2 with Evans down the right side. Montreal back to full strength. They score. Far post. Newhook. And it's 3-0 just after the power play ended. With 15-13 to go here in period number 2.
Yeah, Alex Newhook's going to get his second goal of this game, third of the playoffs. And it's just pretty much a 2-on-2 rush coming down the ice. And the pass across, Newhook just drives past into the far post, and that is Dahlin. That's his man. He's got to tie it up. Norris has got to get the stick out, too, to try to prevent the pass from coming across. And he doesn't. He allows Evans to make that play to the net. So both guys, not the greatest effort on that one, I'll tell you what, because Norris not even having a stick on the ice, is kind of trying to slash him in the hand, and Dahlin with Newhook going over allows him to get into the backside, him get positioning, and redirects it past Lyon here. 15-12 left, up 3-0 Montreal.
Yeah, just not closing space, right? They're just giving them too much room to operate.
You got to take that away.
Here's Kozak trying to cut to the net. Mileno seals him off, didn't let him get there. Play deep in the Montreal zone. Now 3-0 hole now for the Sabres to climb out of. Newhook's third of the postseason from Evans and Dobson at 4:47. Here's a shot, stopped by Dobesh. Kozak in front, tried to get a stick on it. Sabres out of the corner. Krebs for Byram, just at the near point now left side. That shot goes wide, and Byram against Bolduc. Byram's going to back out here as the Canadians lift a bouncer into the zone, and it's Power trying to get away from Doc. Whistle behind the play.
Behind the way. Benson got locked up, and then there's going to be a slashing call. Not sure who it's going to be. Maybe Xhekaj could be the guy going to the box here. Sabres going to have an opportunity on the power play. And it shows they're only calling one right now.
32 Montreal, minor penalty, slashing.
Yeah, so Xhekaj's going to the box for slashing here, and I think it was possibly Benson who was the guy that he took a piece of coming up the ice. So Sabres going back to power play 0 for 2 so far here in this one on the power play. And Montreal's giving the opportunity. You got to take advantage of it here.
Face off to the right of Dobesh. Sabres didn't have a ton of shots in the first game that they won 4-2. They only have 10 to this point. We still, of course, have 14:27 left here in the second period. Face off won by Montreal down low. The corner and cleared on the far side. Something has to change with the entries here against the Canadiens tonight because they have made life much more difficult than we saw in game 1. Dahlin will carry. Drop back. Same MO so far as the Sabres fail to gain the line clean, and it's cleared down the ice.
Yeah, just lost control. Norris did as he got the line, and the puck goes right to the defender of Montreal Canadiens and easily just fires it down.
Here's Thompson. One move down the right side with the puck on his backhand, bringing it back towards the point. Good support by Alex Tuck, who has it. He'll play it down to the corner. Got Rasmus Dahlin in front of the net, so different positioning now as they start to move back to traditional areas on the ice. Thompson near circle. Plays it down low. Alex Tuck, shot. That one goes off Dobesh, off to his left. And keeping by Dahlin. Good numbers here. Walking down the left side, Alex Tuck. Now he's kind of settled here off the left wing wall for Tage Thompson. Shot by Dahlin. Low glove. There's a rebound. And Norris couldn't get to it, but he has it now out of the far corner up top to Dahlin. 52 to go on the power play. Dahlin with a shot, and Dobesh had to look for that one, but it comes out the far side. Norris playing it down to the corner. Darlene getting tied up. Puck is cleared around. Thompson reaching for it, keeps it in, leaves it for Zucker. Back to Thompson in the slot, trying to find a shooting lane. It's not there, and Montreal clear it.
Yeah, he's got himself in a lane there. He's got guys in front of the net. He's got to fire that puck sooner. Skates right into the defender of the Montreal Canadiens, and then ultimately loses the puck. It goes 200 feet.
Byram to the blue line and drops it back. 20 to go in the power play. Fans are not loving the drop back play, but this time they gain the zone with McLeod. Far side, Montreal player going for a slip, and the Sabres keep possession. It's turned over at the line, at least out of the zone anyway. It's back inside the Buffalo line. Bowen Byram has it again. He'll get the center. Penalty's about to expire to Montreal. It remains 3-0 Canadiens, and the Sabres with it in the Montreal zone. And Byram pinned against the boards by Dobson deep here, so you got to be careful when this puck comes free. Doan noticing that. Now backs out from the crowd a little bit. It'll be he and Timmins if it's a quick rush the other way. But Benson comes up with it. In the corner for Byram. He had kind of taken his mind off things for a little bit after that battle, and it's cleared down the ice. No icing on the play. Timmins with Xhekaj bearing down on him. Xhekaj comes up with a puck. He'll play it to the near wall right side. Caulfield, Slavkovsky behind the net. Suzuki near corner. Sabres are finishing their checks, but Montreal almost taking advantage of the hits as they're just playing away from it and moving the puck. Slavkovsky walks it to the line. Carrier can't handle it, the blue line. Sabres look for the quick up, and that's an offside for Benson as he was down inside the Montreal zone as he tried to recover. 3-0 Montreal. Newhook here in the second. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
One team, one goal. To beat cancer together. Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center is proud to celebrate the Buffalo Sabres on their run through the Stanley Cup playoffs and over 10 years of their partnership as the official comprehensive cancer care provider of the Buffalo Sabres. Together, they're making a difference beyond the ice, bringing cancer awareness, education, and early detection to local communities. Learn more at roswellpark.org/onegoal.
At Level Financial Advisors, we work with people like you who are about to retire, who want to determine an investment plan, specifically with tax planning, which is one of the most valuable things we do.
Stephen Elwell, Chief Investment Officer, Level Financial Advisors.
At Level Financial Advisors, our job is to help you retire better.
Visit Level Financial Advisors in East Amherst on Transit Road next to Aldi, or their newest location in Orchard Park on North Buffalo Street near Panera and the Loft. Always available online at levelfa.com.
Buffalo Sabres hockey is being brought to you by Upstate Honda Dealers. For great deals on the entire Honda lineup, visit your Upstate Honda dealer today. By Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time. By Verizon. Powered by Verizon. Get to your local Verizon store to check out the latest deal. By Level Financial Advisors. Helping you retire better. Visit levelfa.com. By Blue Star Home Services. Your heating and cooling experts. Get started at bluestarhs.com. And by UPS Stores. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Welcome back inside KeyBank Center, where it's the Sabres trailing the Montreal Canadiens 3-0. Stick with the Sabres throughout the playoffs. And you can watch our pregame show and postgame on MSG on the Gotham Sports app, plus Sabres mobile app or social channels.
Yeah, and remember the 50-50 draw. It's up 137,274. You got to the end of the second intermission to grab your tickets and get involved with that. I'd like to see that number climb a lot more than what it is right now.
Sabres knew they'd have their hands full in Game 2. It was not a surprise to anyone that Montreal came out a lot faster, but perhaps a 3-0 score with shots at 15-14 Montreal is something that they weren't quite prepared for, so we'll see how they handle it from here. Still over half a game to go as they get it into the Montreal zone. On this left wing wall, Tage Thompson. 72 trying to find a way to fire pucks at the net. Thompson leans his way in behind the net, takes it to the far corner. He'll leave it there as Samuelson against Anderson. They continue their battle. Puck comes free. Matheson, he finds Suzuki, and it'll lift outside the zone to center before it's taken back by McLeod. Quick pass. Alex Tuck, he's got no one going to the net. It's all on him, and he can't make the first move by Matheson. Now McLeod racing after it. Anderson has him pinned to the boards in the corner. Still able to come up with a puck, though, and Tuck plays it back. Power at the line. Nice short pass to keep it in. Tuck putting it deep. Dobesh playing it to the wall for Matheson. Tuck keeping Matheson down below the goal line. Over comes Thompson. That frees up the puck for Krebs. Far wall up top. Samuelson turned it over. Penalty coming up here is Suzuki. He's going to be off to the races all the way from his own blue line.
Guaranteed he was, and he stumbled after Samuelson takes his feet out from underneath him. Down he goes, or it was a one-on-one breakaway for Suzuki. So I think if you're going to pick something, it was probably best that maybe take the penalty and go with the odds of killing it off. Montreal going to go back to the power play here for the third time.
The referee was pointing to center ice.
Buffalo 23, minor penalty. Tripping.
I don't know why. It's not for a penalty shot, but he came up the ice pointing at center ice. But anyway, the draw comes down to the Buffalo zone. I mean, it was a last man back trip, but he didn't have clear possession yet.
He didn't have possession yet. It was there. He was going to be able to skate right into it. He would have had from Montreal's side of the red line all the way down. And
well, given the way this game is going,
this might be the best scenario.
Either or, right? To take your medicine here. 2 minutes more of this team's power play. So far, the Sabres have done the job on the kill. They're going to get a chance to clear it again. But that's going to go out of play. Hopefully that took a deflection for the Sabres, and it did. As Timmins tried to play it out of the corner. And the face-offs, again, have been an issue. What are we at tonight here? So far, still all Montreal.
Yeah, 29% after the first period.
So up to 64% for Montreal to Buffalo's 36. Sabres win this one again. In the corner, little stick gets in on Timmins, can't clear. Demidov walks in, fires, and that one glove high, missed the target. Off the glass to the boards, off to the right of Lyon. Suzuki spins it back to the line. Demidov drifts to the right. Hudson puts it back to the left circle. Goal line play. Not there to walk it out, so the Canadians kept to the outside. Byram defending with the stick. There's a quick chance for Slavkovsky. Couldn't get it to the net. Now Suzuki. On the left boards. Top of the circle. Goal line play. Now up to the top of the circle again. Here's Slavkovsky, near circle. Looking at that far post, and Suzuki was there, but he missed it. Caulfield with it now for Suzuki. Takes the shot, and that deflects wide off the glass. Greenway steps into that one, but he can't clear. Kept in by Hudson. Slavkovsky high in the zone. Passes to the far circle. Suzuki working with Caulfield on that far side. Slavkovsky.
Timmins got no stick either as a defenseman.
He goes down to the ice. Walking in is Caulfield. And he's pushed by Timmins just enough off the puck. Quick shot, and that just misses from Demidov. 40 seconds to go in the kill. Timmins has a stick now. Greenway gave him his. Timmins reaching in. Canadians keep possession. Slavkovsky holds it. Pass to the far circle. In the skates. That slows it down just a hair. Slavkovsky, bottom of the right circle. Brings it up top. Suzuki. Far circle. That shot deflects wide. Caulfield for Suzuki, right circle. 15 to go in the kill for Buffalo. Still just 3 players with a stick for the Sabres. Greenway without. He'll pop out here to the far circle. Trying to block Slavkovsky. He does. Now they work it down, and a save made by Lyon. It's behind him, right at the side of the net, and it's carried to the corner. Slavkovsky holds it. Greenway shoves him out of the box, trying to race into the play. Back at even strength. Matthias Samuelson. Sabres can't get it to him to race it out. Bowen Byram lost it to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky with a shot, and that one goes high, deflecting to the near wall.
Oh, these guys are dead. Greenway can hardly skate out there.
Play in behind the Buffalo net. Montreal changing here as they work it in the Sabres zone. Kirby Dach, again, the long change here in the second period, not helping things at all. Montreal working it back to the line for a shot that deflects into the corner. Dobson for Dach. Still Greenway without his stick. Pressure at the point. Dobson to the right circle. Canadians still holding the puck. Valeno forced to the point. He'll leave it. Dobson, the former Islander, high slot with a shot. That's wide. Greenway trying to take his man out with a penalty. Without a penalty, I beg your pardon. Kozak gets it to center. He flips it. It goes off a hand again on the Sabres bench, and we get a whistle. With 7:21 to go.
Got lucky there. Got lucky there.
Second period, it's 3-0 Montreal in Game 2. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
Buffalo, the playoffs are here, and Sabre fans know this is when performance matters most. Elevate your drive with the new Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Buffalo, where precision, power, and luxury come together. Or put your business in a position to win with a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van, built to handle every shift, every mile, every job. This is your moment to drive like a contender. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Buffalo, 8185 Main Street in Williamsville, or online at mercedes-benzbuffalo.com.
Ever open your utility bill and wonder, how is it this high? Blue Star Home Services knows you can't control surging utility rates, but you can control your home's invisible leak. 8 out of 10 homes aren't properly insulated. Is yours one of them? Quietly costing you more than it should every month? As Western New York's home comfort and insulation experts, Blue Star keeps homes cozy in the winter and cool in the summer. Their comfort solutions can cut your energy bills up to 40%. Blue Star Home Services. Comfort you can feel. Savings you can measure. Visit BlueStarHS.com.
The best way to follow the Stanley Cup playoffs is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game of every series. Behind-the-scenes playoff content you won't get anywhere else. The most NHL Edge advanced stats, keeping you up to date from round 1 through the Stanley Cup final. When it comes to following the playoffs, don't settle for anything less. The Stanley Cup playoffs are better on the NHL app.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Sabres with a bit of a hill to climb here, not yet a mountain. 7:21 to go in the second, trailing 3-2 shots. They're not that out of range at 17-14 in favor of Montreal, but like Buffalo did in Game 1, Sabres took advantage of the opportunities that they had in the first period. Montreal did it tonight, and then every time Montreal can tack on one more.
Yeah, I think that the big number I'd like to see there is puck possession time. Yeah, because Montreal is dominated here with puck possession.
Yeah, and Senna, we talked about that after the game. He felt his forwards got rid of the puck too quick in that first game, and he felt they could have hung on to it longer. And that sounds like Lindy talking to the Sabres when they don't play well. So. Off the draw, just ahead of the Sabres blue line. Puck goes down in behind the Montreal net. And Dobish will leave it for his team to work their way up. It's a long pass looking for Texier. Anderson trying to shake off Stanley with a check. Did buy some room. Puck comes back to the point. Anderson down on the corner. He'll leave it on the wall, and he'll bring it up top here is Texier. Forced by Power to the line and out to center. And then the next wave for Buffalo should be coming. Montreal tipping it away. And now they turn it over. Tuck, instead of going through the middle, drops for Thompson, and his shot is wide. Looked like Alex Tuck was going to go right to the net. Or at least maybe take the shot from that middle lane, but he opted for the pass. And now the Sabres back out of the zone. Now they come in with Montreal basically trying to give him the puck back. And Anderson will get it to center ice.
Yeah, tired line there for Montreal. Got a little sloppy in their own zone. Just threw it twice in the middle of the ice, and Sabres not able to capitalize on that.
Down to the corner, Power trying to win it back for Buffalo. Canadians play it back. This is Dobson. Right point shot. Low glove save by Lyon. He'll hold on with 6:13 to go in this second period.
Yeah, obviously you're in position right now. The coach he's mixing up the lines here a little bit too. He's trying to get different guys on the ice together and see if they can make something happen. He's got them juggled just a little bit here. He's pulled in a couple of guys, just throwing them out in different positions for a shift or two and then going back. So it's going to be interesting to see how much he does of that.
Yeah, it looks like he's keeping the Benson, Doan, Norris group together.
Yeah, this group is together. And Krebs was playing on the fourth line. They moved McLeod up to play with Thompson and Tuck for a couple shifts.
Face off to the left of Alex Lyon. Evans against Norris. Sabres can't skate it out there. Benson couldn't corral it. There's a shot and a rebound. Norris clears it, but not out of danger yet.
And pass.
That'll stop the clock with 6:05 to go, and the draw will stay.
That should come outside.
It should come outside, you're right, on this near side.
Yeah, Montreal hand pass inside the Sabre zone, so that draw should come outside the blue line here. It's the face-offs 20-12 right now in favor of Montreal. Both power plays 0 for 3 in this one. Hits the Sabres 29-14 over Montreal right now on the physical side. Block shots 8-6 in favor of the Sabres. But all that means nothing. It's 3-0.
No, Sabres without a doubt, and being captain obvious again, they need the next goal in this game. They are either in it, or you all of a sudden need 5 in a period in 6 minutes to win this hockey game, or at least 4 to get it to overtime. Here's Newhook, left wall in the Buffalo zone. Dahlin in the corner. Couldn't quite handle it cleanly. Evans comes up with it. He'll play it back to the point for a shot. Saved by Lyon, but the rebound stays in play. Evans behind the net for Newhook in the corner. Dobson sweeps it across, far point. Shot tipped right on and stopped by Lyon. And the rebound picked up by Buffalo, and a chance now to skate it out. Samuelson, that's almost too many men. It is too many men for Montreal. The player coming on the ice affected the play before the player got off to the bench for Montreal. So, I don't know if the Sabres planned it that way, but they skated them right into too many men.
Yeah, Montreal tried to avoid it, and I think the Sabres skated into them.
Yeah.
And made the contact with him before that player got off. Marty St. Louis is arguing that right now, and
he'll continue the argument as we go to break with Buffalo back to the power play. Boy, do they need it. Down 3-0 here in the second. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
Hey, Rob Ray here. You know, covering the Sabres, I'm on the road a lot. Early mornings, late nights, and plenty of lake effect surprises. That's why I count on AAA. When my battery died in the cold, AAA Roadside Assistance got me going fast. And the value goes beyond emergencies. Members save on tickets, shopping, travel, and more. As a proud partner of the Buffalo Sabres, AAA delivers great perks all season long. Wherever you're headed across Western New York, count on AAA. Join or renew today at AAA.com.
For Raylax Honda, here's General Manager Bill Wertheim and Paul Hamilton.
Hey, Paul, I was thinking.
Uh-oh.
Hear me out. A great hockey team and car dealership have a lot of similar characteristics.
Well, what's that?
Well, it's a knowledgeable staff, great players and employees, solid coaching and management, and an awesome product on the ice and on the road. You see what I mean?
Yes, basically you're a great organization.
Exactly.
Raylax, we've got this.
Hey, you stole my line.
Oh, sorry.
Raylax Honda, Southwestern Boulevard in Orchard Park, or at RaylaxHonda.com.
I'm John Widen, president of Great Lakes Building Systems, where our business is protecting your business. We install and service complex fire protection, security, and video monitoring systems. You've worked hard to build your business. Protect your employees, yourself, and your assets by leaving your company's security to the experts. Call Great Lakes Building Systems at 892 Lake for a comprehensive security assessment. We keep an eye on your business so you don't have to. Protecting your business is our business.
Call Great Lakes Building Systems at 892 Lake or go to glbs-inc.com.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Now's the time to gather with Sabres fans and catch all the round 2 action. The Saberhood Block Parties presented by Northtown Automotive, back for all home games. Plus, they're a great way to watch the away game parties presented by Seneca Resorts and Casinos with sabres.com/playoffs to learn more. Back to the power play, Razor.
Yeah, the power play 0 for 3 so far here in this game, and no better time right now here with 5:22 left in this third period, down 3. It would be a huge, huge lift here for this hockey team, even if that was the only one you got here. That's a period, something to carry over.
Here's Dahlin with a shot, and the rebound just drifts wide. Zucker couldn't handle the bounce, and even the bounce is not quite going their way so far. Canadians cleared down the ice, and Rasmus Dahlin will start with 2 options to drop. Now just the one. Going to keep it level here. Thompson with speed. Dahlin, good support on the entry, followed by Norris. Norris carries it down to the left wing corner. He'll leave it for Tage. Tage again electing to pass. He's ready to fire here at the top of the circle over on this left side. But Norris has it over off the far wall. But too many sticks to get the pass through, so Dahlin meets the play. Norris with a shot. That's blocked. Newhook got in the way of that. Norris keeps possession. 1:18 to go on this power play. Dahlin's shot comes to Thompson near circle. Tage holds it, taking a look. Rotates with Alex Tuck from the goal line. Tuck for Thompson. Tough angle there. Look out, that might come out the far side, and it does.
Yeah, that's the problem. You're in a really bad angle there. You're only about 8 feet above the goal line. You take the one-timer. It's high, hard, right around the glass and down the ice, and it wastes another 10 seconds.
Alex Tuck takes it on his shoulders, carries it into the zone for Zucker behind the net. Plays it around. Byram backhand take of the blue line for Thompson. Back to the net in the bumper. Plays it to the right wall. Zucker can't get a clean handle on it, and Matheson will. He'll fire it down the ice.
35 seconds left here on this power play opportunity for the Sabres, and really one shot attempt of missing the net.
Much better on the entries, though, but you're right. They're just not getting the second chances on Dobish. It's one and done here when they do get it to him. Here's McLeod. 20 to go in the power play. High in the zone. Back and forth, he works it with Bowen Byram for Quinn. Goal line play. Benson behind the net. Dobish reaching out with the stick. Might be worth noting there. You want to flip one out front to Doan. Play comes to the corner. 5 seconds to go on the man advantage. Tied up the wall by Montreal. Backhand clear by the Canadiens. And out of the box comes Demidoff. And the puck falls to Byram. Demidoff hounding him all the way back deep into the Buffalo zone. So it remains 3-0 Montreal with 3:12 to go here in the second. Sabres up the left side with Quinn. Bumped by Deneau, but he got it deep for Krebs. Tried to center. Puck bounces high to the far circle. Power with a chance to keep it, and he does. Deneau complaining about maybe a stick in there by Power. Broken stick lay on the ice of the Buffalo bench, and there's a shot right on, and Dobesh diving out to save it. And then Dobesh takes a dive towards Benson.
Yeah, Benson, though, when he went in there, he gave him a little shot as Dobesh was leaning out to get that puck, and Benson...
Stanley has got a hold of Deneau.
Bolduc and Kozak kind of locked onto each other and not letting it go yet, but everything else, Benson's still down on his knees.
Yeah, someone must have got a good shot at him.
Yeah, he goes down, he gets underneath, he gives him a...
Dobesh just stood over Benson and said something to him, and over comes Bolduc.
And Bolduc's trying to get his stick. It was underneath Benson, and Benson grabbed onto it, threw it away. Benson still stirring the pot a little bit down there.
Well, maybe they need it stirred.
Well, they need to get a little fire into them some way here. But Benson, you got to be careful. You're going to end up being in the box.
Well, he's probably going for sure. Whereas the linesman just holding him back to keep him away from something. Referee has motioned to the box, but
I think he was motioning for the face-off coming outside here.
Was he?
Because all the Sabres go in, they got engaged, so they left the blue line. But that was Matheson that came down on top of it. After Benson goes for the puck, he gives Dobish a shot. Then Matheson came down on top of him, give him a shot.
21 Montreal, both 2 minutes for roughing.
So Stanley and Gooley are in the box for roughing. Out of all this,
I give Matheson a bit of credit to your people talk about the code, and there is one. Even he came down on top of Benson doing his job. He actually then covered his face a little bit because the skates were hanging around there down on the ice. And sometimes I see players do that. So
today,
yeah. But if your goaltender is going to take a shot at someone...
I was in a pile one time in Chicago. Patty LaFontaine started it. I had to go in and bail him out. Yeah. He sneaks out the backside. There's like 3 guys on top of me just giving it to him. He crawled underneath the pile, gave me his gloves, and he's like, Razor, put your face in my gloves, put your face to protect me a little bit. So he starts it all, but he ends up coming in and helping me out a little bit.
Yeah. So Gooley and Stanley get the penalties on the play. Montreal gaining the Buffalo zone here with 2:45 to go in the second, up 3-0.
Yeah, 4-on-4 hockey here.
Puck played around to the point. Dobson trying to play it to the bottom of the circle and a chance for Power to skate it out. Power carries it in over the line, drops it. Sabres looking for room for a shot. Shot by McLeod is stopped by Dobish. Far side, Slavkovsky didn't handle it cleanly. Buffalo about to change, and that was close for Quinn as well. I was lying well out of his net to play that puck.
He had to because that puck touched Quinn. He was over getting a stick before he went off.
Behind the net, Power with it.
Suzuki was going to beat it out, and he was going to get that puck.
Power, look out. Going to drop this one off. Montreal kind of hunting for that drop pass. Now Thompson to the line and in. Lost the puck there to Evans on the back check. And Evans in behind the net is just going to stop here. Again, his team is up 3-0 with under 2 minutes to go in the second.
57 seconds left in those double minors.
This is what Buffalo was doing last game. You're up by this. You don't need to rush in any bad decisions. And Carrier will pass it to the left wing boards. Canadians still in their own zone. Now they're working up to center. There'll be some room here to gain the line, maybe for a shot. Far circle, cutting in, and it slid across the face of the goal. Now to the far circle. Work back in front for a shot on that far post side of the net, stopped by Lyon. And the Sabres come back with Byram, who can't handle the puck. Went off his skates. Samuelson tried to play it further along for Byram. But it's so far been one of those nights for Buffalo, just fighting it a little bit. Samuelson behind the net with 1:08 to go in the period. He'll get to the blue line with 10 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. That's fired in behind the Montreal net. Dobesh calling for an icing. That's not the way it works. Benson down in the corner. against Dobson. Under a minute to go in the period. Dobson trying to skate away from Benson, who eventually comes up with a puck behind. Play by Benson. He's got to find an open man. He does for a quick shot. That stop. Rebound. Doan plays it across. Gets it back again. Doan with a blast. It's blocked. Sabres, Safar circle. In front. Scores! Zach Benson. What a dog! He added some bark and bite there at the front of the Montreal net, and Buffalo's on the board, trailing 3-1 with 37.2 seconds to go in the second.
Yeah, Benson's going to get his third goal of these playoffs, and he created this all on the forecheck. He stayed with the D, put the brakes on, and he got the puck turned over. The Sabres able to regain control of the puck. It comes back to the point, and that's Timmins, who's going to step in from the point. And Benson just came from below the goal line to that far post. He got his leg down. He got his stick down on the ice. So if it's coming across hot, it might go off anything when he's down there. He does a nice job redirecting that one past Robes for the Sabres' first goal. But give that guy the credit for all that, because he took on two defenders down low and ended up coming up with a puck and then getting into the point, driving through to the net, and the redirect. And the Sabres get their first goal.
A 3-game point streak for Benson in these playoffs. 2 goals and 3 assists. They're going to need a lot more of that, but maybe it kickstarts something, and maybe he got it all going with getting his team into the fight here. So the puck at center ice, and the Canadiens looking to quiet with an answer. Texier with a shot. That goes off a skate to the corner, and Anderson is stripped of the puck. Buffalo with 12 seconds left, need to defend here. Lyon, he will leave it behind the net. Taken by Connor Timmins and played to center.
The crowd chanting, Benny, Benny, Benny.
He deserves it.
Yeah, he does. He, like I said, he made that play. He got in on top on 2D, created the turnover, come up with the puck, drives to the net from the corner, redirection, perfect pass by Timmins. And the Sabres got a little life there with 37 seconds left in the second period.
Timmins and Doan pick up the assist. The goal at 19:22 lights a fire in the building, and hopefully through the entire Sabres team as we send it to Brian Koziel. Sabres trail 3-1 after 2.
Thank you, Dan and Rob. Yeah, late goal from Zach Benson has the crowd as energized as it's been since they've dropped the puck. He gets one to get Buffalo on the board. A much-needed goal heading into the room for the Sabres, as Montreal right now has a 3-1 lead. Okay, we will take a timeout. When we come back, we'll get the intermission report underway. Paul Hamilton will join us live here with his thoughts on the second 20 minutes of play. 3-1 Canadiens. We're after 2 in Game 2 in Round 2. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on Buffalo Sabres Radio.
If you've been injured, don't you worry, Cha-Cha's got you.
This is Dan Cha-Cha. Accidents happen when you least expect them. But when they do, you need a team that fights for you. At Dan Cha-Cha Injury Attorneys, we're dedicated to getting you the compensation you deserve. Whether it's a car accident, a workplace injury, or trip and fall, we've got your back. Don't worry, Cha-Cha's gotcha. Call Dan Cha-Cha Injury Attorneys today for a free consultation.
Don't you worry, Cha-Cha's got you.
Call 648-3030. At Northwest Bank, we're here for what's next, including your favorite team's next playoff run. With digital checking tools that are a total game changer, like spending alerts to let you know when you've gone overboard on team gear, security features to lock your debit card should it go missing while you're doing the wave, and of course, early pay, which lets you get paid up to 2 days early. That's what we call a power play in banking. To learn more, go to northwest.com. Member FDIC, Northwest Bank, for what's next.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief, now being made available designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program may only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it could end your debt nightmare and save you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. For free information and to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, simply go online and visit DRA.com or call 800-535-1582. 800-535-1582. Again, that's 800-535-1582.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-265-7681. 800-265-7681. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. 800-265-7681.
Radio home of your Atlantic Division champion Buffalo Sabres. We are through 40 minutes of hockey. Live from KeyBank Center, here's your host, Brian Koziol.
Welcome back here to KeyBank Center. 40 minutes in the books. The Sabres right now on the board with maybe some energy going into the room. They've got a late goal from Zach Benson, and it's 3-1 Canadiens as we are through 40 minutes of play. As we welcome you here to the press box, I'm Brian Koziol on the Intermission Report. Thanks for being with us. Our second period stats brought to you by Level Financial Advisors, helping you retire better. Visit levelfa.com. Shots were 11-8 Buffalo. They did have some opportunities on the power play in that period. Montreal took 4 penalties in that second period. We'll talk more about the power play with Paul coming up. Sabres officially 0 of 4 with the man advantage. Montreal is 0 of 3. So a rough night all around for both units in this one. Dobish in net for Montreal has 18 saves. Lyon also with 18 saves as the Sabres and the Canadiens are through 40 minutes with Buffalo down 3-1. Okay, Paul Hamilton is with us here. Well, Paul, not a lot has gone Buffalo's way, but they go into the room with a little jump. You could see that, the energy. Obviously, the building is the loudest it was since puck drop here. And when we started the game, let's talk about that shift from Benson and the eventual goal.
Yeah, we talked about, what is the guy that maybe you're not expecting to come through. Well, first of all, he gets into this row down there. He's probably in it with every Canadian, laughing at them, trying to draw them in, and had the goaltender all mad. And then the next shift out on the ice, the forecheck, he wins the battle, gets the puck. All right, now there's 2 Canadians on him. They don't have the puck. But he turns around, wins the battle, gets the puck back, now wins the battle behind the net, gets the puck back, brings it around to the side, gets it out to the point, and goes to the net. It's like, could you have any more energy to score a goal? And some of the stuff I've seen by the Sabres in this game have been, that effort was pathetic. On the second Newhook goal, the effort was absolutely pathetic where he tapped that in. And then you see what Benson just does. Maybe that gets him rolling. It wouldn't be the first time we see the Sabres score 2 goals in a period.
Benson at the 19:22 mark. Again, got Buffalo on the board finally. But Newhook, as you mentioned, scores earlier, Paul. He beats Dahlin to the net. That's a play Dahlin has to be there for.
He just let him go. It was pathetic. And Evans just basically shovels a pass over to him for a tap-in.
Yeah.
That's not Lyon's fault. I mean, you got to be better than that, especially if you're the captain.
Yeah. Earlier before the Newhook goal, Paul, Buffalo was killing off a power play opportunity, and Malenstein's involved with a collision, loses his glove, but he's shaking his hand, diving on the ice to eventually help get it clear, too.
And it came on a body check, and the glove came off, and he was holding his hand behind. I mean, they all got caught on the ice, and then he's the one that got out. He dives to get it out, goes straight to the room. He did come back to the bench, but he didn't play again after that. So we'll have to monitor that to see what happens, especially since it's on a hit. That might not be good. We'll have to wait and see.
That's our injury report brought to you by Hamburg Overhead Door. Is your garage door injured? Call the experts at Hamburg Overhead Door to get your door healthy again. 3-1 Canadiens. We're through 40 minutes here. Brian Koziel joined by Paul Hamilton here on the intermission report. All right, how about Alex Lyon, Paul? We know he led in one that was the second goal from Matheson, 4:27 into the game, one that, I guess just beat him clean over the top corner. Maybe just misjudged it. How have you liked his game since then? How has he reacted?
Yeah, he's been fine. I mean, the other goals you can't fault him on, and he's made some really good saves along the way. I mean, Montreal has had some power plays, and Lyon, and really the Sabres, that's been their best they've played is on the penalty kill. They've been awesome on the penalty kill. The power play, so talk about pathetic, they're 0 for 4, and it's just, they're just not going to give up that drop pass garbage, which everybody's onto. It's not working, but we're going to keep doing it, if you're the Sabres, and it's just not working anymore. And their power play so far, as I mentioned, 0 for 4, and they have 9 shots on goal. They only had 5 shots even strength until the end of the period. They got 5 more for 10, but they have 9 shots on the power play. Montreal has 7, and Montreal also has 2 shots shorthanded, so they have 9 on special teams. But yeah, the power play is killing them. You have a good power play, you get a couple power play goals, you're tied.
Yeah, if you and I are talking on postgame about a Sabre loss, I think that's where we're starting here tonight.
No question.
Yeah.
Plus some of the effort we've seen in that first 40 minutes.
Yeah. Paul Hamilton here with me, Brian Koziel. All right, let's look ahead to the third here. Obviously, the Sabres need at least 2 if there's going to be more hockey or a possible win here. If they get another power play opportunity, obviously, maybe that's one spot where they can improve. What else do you need to see from them?
They're good at holding each other accountable, and I'm sure, if anything needs to be said in there, it's being said. That goal with 37.2 seconds left gets everybody up. It finally gives this place a chance to cheer. In 3 of the 4 home games, the fans have sat on their hands for the first 40 minutes because they've had nothing to cheer about. But that gets them rolling. It got them into the game. Let's see if that inspires them to get back to Sabre hockey in the last 20 minutes to see if they can eat into this 2-goal disadvantage.
Eerily similar to the Game 2 against the Bruins, Paul, where the Bruins were the better team through 40. Boston at one point pushed it up to 4-0. The Sabres made a late push, but it was too little too late.
Yeah, same thing. In the first game, Buffalo came back to win it. Wasn't their best effort. Same thing here. First game, Buffalo won it. Wasn't their best effort. And then in both games, it hasn't been good at all. Now, I'm sure the Sabres would, even if they lose this game, would take the same games 3 and 4 that they got in the Boston series.
That's right. Absolutely. Okay, Paul, thank you.
Okay.
Well, if the Sabres somehow do come back, we can point to the Zach Benson goal as maybe giving them a lift. What a shift. What effort. Then he finds himself on the doorstep for the tap-in on the nice feed from Timmins. That could be our potential game-changing moment. The game changer presented by Buffalo Law. When moment changes everything, choose the right team. Visit buffalolaw.com. All right, timeout, highlights, and scores coming up here on the Intermission Report. We'll step aside from KeyBank Center. 3-1 Canadiens through 40 minutes here in Game 2 of Round 2. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on Buffalo Sabres Radio.
If you've crossed the border with a conviction on your record, consider yourself lucky.
Jamie Fiegel of Fiegel Car and Joyce.
Whether it's a DWI, drug charge, or any other conviction, Canada doesn't forget. Eventually, you'll get stopped. Don't risk your reputation or your business. I can help, because next time, it's not luck. It's a red flag.
Make the right choice. Call Fiegel Car and Joyce at 810-2121 or visit yourborderattorneys.com.
After a Western New York winter like that, your garage door might not be as reliable as you think. Hi, this is Jen Kuhn from Hamburg Overhead Door. Cold snow and ice can take a real toll. Springs wear down, rollers get stiff, and openers start to struggle. If your garage door is noisy, slow, or just not working like it used to, now's the time to get it checked before it turns into a bigger problem. Our team can get you back up and running quickly and safely. Call us at 649-3600 to schedule your service today.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
Western New York golfers, listen up. Get ready for an epic season on the greens without draining your wallet. WGR has scored you a hole-in-one deal with the brand new 2026 WGR VIP golf card. For just one incredibly low price of $129, you unlock a season of premier golfing adventures. Play around at the picturesque Shorewood Country Club. Conquer the greens at Shamrock Hill. And when the weather is bad, keep your swing razor sharp indoors at Golf Dojo. New for 2026, every round ends better than it began. Enjoy a bite and drink after your game with their 19th hole sponsor, 1812 Tavern, and more. 8 incredible golf and entertainment experiences for only $129. This value is unmatched. But hurry, this is a limited offer. Get all the details and purchase your WGR VIP golf card today at GetMyPerks.com. That's GetMyPerks.com. The WGR VIP golf card. 8 premier experiences, 1 low price. Get yours now at GetMyPerks.com.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Plays it across, gets it back again, down with a blast, it's one. Sabres, Safar circle, in front, scores! Zach Benson, what a dog! He added some bark and bite there at the front of the Montreal net, and Buffalo's on the board, trailing 3-1 with 37.2 seconds to go in the second.
All right, Zach Benson, has he given enough to the Sabres to give them a spark here to come out strong in the third? They're going to need at least 2. 3-1 Canadiens. They lead it here through 40 minutes. We're almost ready for the third. Let's get the scoreboard again. Drive around the league. Brought to you by AAA, the official partner of the Buffalo Sabres. Over to Jonathan again with the scoreboard.
Thank you, Brian. 9:30 puck drop for Game 3 in Anaheim between the Ducks and Golden Knights. That series tied 1-1. 9:30 puck drop once again out in Anaheim. So basketball, 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Game 3 between the Knicks and 76ers in Philadelphia. Knicks up 77-73. 9:30 tip-off between the Timberwolves and Spurs in Minnesota. Series tied 1-1. Baseball tonight in the top of the 7th up in Toronto. Jays holding a 2-0 lead over the Angels. Red Sox also with a 2-0 lead over Tampa. That one's after 6. Yankees tonight in Milwaukee. Top of the 5th there. Brewers all over the Yanks right now, 5-0. And coming up later tonight at 9:40, Mets and Diamondbacks out in Arizona. Bison's on the road in Lehigh Valley tonight. They are trailing 4-0 in the 9th. Brian, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Just let's hopefully we get an enjoyable exit here and celebrate this evening.
That's right. Maybe you'll be back doing another update during the overtime intermission.
For sure, post game. Hopefully, it's a good one.
That's right. All right, thanks. All right, 3-1. Montreal leading it here at KeyBank Center. We will step aside here. We'll talk to you after the third. Dan and Rob with period 3 coming up. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
One team, one goal, to beat cancer together. Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center is proud to celebrate the Buffalo Sabres on their run through the Stanley Cup playoffs in over 10 years of their partnership as the official comprehensive cancer care provider of the Buffalo Sabres. Together, they're making a difference beyond the ice, bringing cancer awareness, education, and early detection to local communities. Learn more at roswellpark.org/onegoal.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SHAP.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network. Hockey lives here.
With a shot turned out and forked wide by Aho. He swings a wrap around.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Welcome back to KeyBank Center. Third period underway. Puck is just down. Sabres from left to right. And they need a period here. It's a 1-0 series lead. And they need a couple to tie it up. See if they can't get Montreal thinking a little bit. Play in the Montreal zone. Right off the hop. Matheson's pass. Cross ice will come outside the zone. Samuelson will carry it back to the Buffalo line. 20-year-old Zach Benson in 19:22 of that second period, getting Buffalo on the board. And a nice move by Doan at the line, trying to slide it through his seam. It's not there. The Canadiens will bring it back to the blue line. Benson steps up, and he makes sure that Carrier just dumps it down the ice.
Yeah, got to be aggressive here. You're down 2. You discard it, can't pass. Sit back and just wait for your opportunities. You got to go create a few here.
Dumped in. Tuck will chase after it. Thompson plays it around the boards. Owen Power aggressive on Tessier. So the puck stays down in the corner. Texier, Power stays glued right to him. He's backed up by Tuck, who's in Power's position back of the point. Puck stays in the corner. Thompson reaching for it. It comes to Anderson, and Tuck just stays with him. Anderson's going to flip it down the ice. Byram's got to win the race, and he just got there ahead of Danault, who worked really hard to make that close.
Yeah, maybe 5 extra feet there, and Danault was going to pass him going down the ice, but hey, just continue to work here in the offensive zone. Just keep it low. Start banging around. And get pucks to the net here. You got 19 shots to this point. You've got to get 10, 15 shots here in this period to give yourself a chance.
Face off to the right of Dobesh. Won by Buffalo. Here's Byram. Just throw him and get bodies in front. And there is Krebs in front. He drops it. Zucker's shot is blocked. He's got the rebound. Tried to jam it in near post. And Dobesh kept it out, and then the puck goes up off the boards and out of play. So a nice play there, putting pressure down low, creating a scoring opportunity.
Yeah, you get the next goal here in this game. You have Montreal just thinking a little bit more, maybe tightening up a little bit, but they're doing the right thing here so far, getting pucks to the net. They've got some good pressure on down low. They're winning battles. Nice little backhand chip there by Zucker, throwing it to the net.
Puck comes outside the Buffalo zone. Another race for it. A lot of gas in the tanks here as Lane Hudson got to it. He'll play it all the way to the corner. He tried a shot over at that far post. Puck comes to an open wing, but kept in by Hudson. Whoa. He threw it to the net, and Alex Lyon had to be careful with that one. Just got a piece of it. Darlene reaching for that pass, diving at it. He got a piece of it, so there's no icing. And Buffalo will make a change here. Montreal out of their own end. Up towards center, a little flip, looking for Newhook. He's had a good game here tonight for the Canadiens. Sabres get it to center. In across the line, stood up is Doan. As Arbor Xhekaj play a little more aggressive here tonight than we saw him in game number 1. Maybe more minutes as well. He didn't play a ton, as you were mentioning, in the first game.
He only played about 8 minutes there in that first game, and yeah, definitely playing a lot more here tonight, I think.
Got a piece of Benson as he tried to gain the line. Buffalo forced back into their own zone. Sabres on 19 shots to Montreal's 21. Buffalo trailing 3-1 with the puck now at center. Fired in by Samuelson. On the near wall, Benson plays it in behind the net. Doan trying to go back to Benson. He'd come inside a little bit. Power keeps it on the stick to Benson. Norris back to Benson. He tried to get it to the net. That's blocked. And it's Bolduc who gets it outside the line. And sending Buffalo back into their own end. Benson working with Samuelson. Sabres changing. And McLeod with two Canadians watching him. Looking for an outlet, and he finds Power. Power, great pass for Alex Tuch on the left side with a shot. Domish with a save of the rebound. He plays to the boards. Bolduc can't clear. Sabres keep it in. Power with a blast. Low glove, Domish. That was probably going wide of the near post, but Power saw the traffic there, so he let it rip.
Yeah, good decision just to take the shot, get it in there. Tate Thompson got himself set up in front of the net there, so he was trying to be the screen, and even in that case, even it is going a little bit wide, you reach out, you touch with that, you can sometimes pull those pucks back in towards the goaltender, but Dobish very aggressive there coming out and making sure the play stopped. And right now, Lindy Ruff, I would imagine, has got his fingers crossed, hoping this top line can get themselves rolling a little bit. McLeod continues to play center here on this line with Tuch and Thompson.
He will take the face-off. With Thompson right behind him to his left. Tuch a couple of steps ahead of Tage. And off the draw, the Canadians win possession again. They're just going to loft this one out. This will just have enough to go for icing, but the race won by Montreal. Josh Anderson got there in a hurry. Tessier battling behind the net. Now Thompson below his own goal line. Trying to play it up the wall. Kept in by Montreal. Power, good position on Tessier. That allows Byram to get to the puck. And now it's Thompson who sprays it to the wing for Alex Tuch, left side. They're onside as they gain the line. Tuch trying to get it to the middle of the ice, but Montreal break it up. Stolen back by Buffalo. In front. Thompson trying to jam it in. He's got it behind the net. Can't center it. And Thompson in the corner comes up with it. Tage lays it up top here. Power at the right point. Back to Thompson. Thompson from high. Can't make the shot. He spins himself to the ice, trying to make a play, and it's a 2-on-1 the other way from Montreal. Here's a shot in the net. Carrier lets it go on the 2-on-1 on the turnover, and it's a 4-1 Montreal lead.
Yeah, Carrier going to get his first goal of this playoffs, and it's a big one here with 16:06 left in this third period. Puts Montreal up 4-1, and Tate Thompson had control of the puck, and he just spun himself into oblivion. Down he goes, and he lost possession of the puck. Carrier picks it up. It's a 2-on-1 going down the ice. And Power does what he has to do, is take that pass away, allow the goaltender to take Carrier. And what a shot, though.
Far down.
Far side, right perfectly in the corner. Like, perfectly. It hits both posts. And it's in.
His third career playoff goal. And just when Buffalo felt like they were back in this thing, there's Dahlin's not going to make this play work. That was a design play for Ballantyne to win the race, but Montreal was coy to it. And the faceoff comes down into the Buffalo end.
Now, you still got 16 minutes left. There's plenty of time here. You come out very aggressive here. You get pucks to the net, and you had traffic there, but that was just a blunder by Tate Thompson coming across the blue line, and everybody else is deep. All his back is Power behind him, and when he turns the puck over, yeah, they're off to the races there, and they made no mistake when Carrier takes that shot. It was a really nice shot.
Yeah, Thompson and Tuch have had a rough night on the plus-minus side of this game. There's another blast off the draw by Montreal that they won. Xhekaj fired it wide.
And Thompson Tuch -3 so far here in this game.
Kozak out of the corner, can't clear it up and out. Canadians carry it behind the net. They'll play it back to the near point. You know, you expected this would be a close series between two teams that can skate, and when either team gets on their game, they are a tough group to beat. And tonight, the Sabres just haven't been connected as a group. There's been a lot of moments, as Rob, you've mentioned, there's been some pretty good hits in the game, but Montreal has actually absorbed some of those hits to make plays in this game.
Yeah, after two periods, Sabres 32 hits to the Montreal 14. But I think just sometimes it looks like they're just taking themselves a little bit out of the play, maybe to make that contact, to make that hit, maybe staying a little too long deep down in the zone, trying to finish a hit down low, and they're getting themselves caught coming back. So, we said a million times here, Montreal's not a team that's going to really push back or run over you or anything like that. I know you want to take a stand here at home, but at some point you realize that the effect it's having is going against you instead of for you.
Canadians, Dobson's second shot off of this play with another face-off win by Montreal. Sabres can't get out of their zone here. Lane Hudson to the near circle left side. He'll drop it back. Suzuki Passes across to the right circle. Now he'll start to rotate to that side, but the pass comes outside the zone, and Suzuki will carry it through center and then just curl back to the Montreal line. Canadiens will try to play as much possession of the puck as they can right now. Just taking as much time off the clock before they dump it in and try to put pressure on the defense. Here's Stanley behind the net with Connor Timmins. Tape to tape, finding Krebs. Krebs out there with Zucker. Krebs left circle shot, and that takes a deflection off Dobson, up and out of play.
Yeah, this is the third line Krebs has been on here tonight. He's playing with Quinn and Zucker right now. He was on the top line. He was on the fourth line. Now he's playing here with these two guys. I think Lindy in a position right now. You're down 3. You're just trying to throw something together to see if somebody can connect and get a little chemistry out there and come up with something for himself, because it just seems like down and through the lineup here, they're having a hard time getting pucks through to the net, getting bodies there, get those second and third opportunities. But you got to give Montreal a little credit. Much better defensively here in this game tonight than they were in the first.
Draw one by Buffalo, shot by Stanley, broken on the stick there of Demidov that lay on the ice. He goes to get a new one, now fired in by Buffalo behind the net. Dobesh to the corner for Carrier. Now it's Newhook who comes up with it. He'll skate it to center, holds the puck. Really good possession there by Newhook, and they dropped it for Evans, and it's taken back by Logan Stanley, who plays it in the corner.
Yeah, great back check there by Benson, and he's going to be able to strip the puck away from Evans, because he was 3-on-2 coming back there, and Benson's second effort makes sure he...
Benson again walks in. Great pass, and no shot there by Norris. Well, the stick of Anderson got in there. Now Doan behind the net, trying to feed Benson in front. He slides that past everybody. That was Norris, I beg your pardon. Benson stays in front, and the shot goes wide. Racing over his power to keep it in at the point, and he can't hold the line there. And Buffalo forced back into their own end. If Lindy could keep this Norris, Benson, and Doan line on the ice for the rest of the period, he would. Because they have created opportunities.
Yeah, they've been by far the best line here.
Here's Tuck down the right side with a shot off the glove of Dobesh. Rebound. Tuck comes up with it. Far side. Stops. Plays it back to Byram. Byram. Far circle pass. Low shot by Tuck comes out of the corner. Kept in control here by McLeod for Tuck. He tried to deflect that one. And Power setting it towards the net. In Montreal, Tuck is spun to the ice in behind the play. We continue on with Deneau down the left side. Lyon blockers it away. Comes right back to the near post. And he blocks that one. Now Deneau in the corner. On his backhand, bringing it up the wall halfway, turns it back down behind the net. Doc centers in front, and that one is kept away. And now it's Quinn who will skate the center. He's got 4 with him on the rush. Sabres across the line as a group. Drop it back. Quinn, no shot, lays it back to the point. And another pass. It's picked off by Montreal as the Sabres try to cut their way through the lanes that just aren't there.
Yeah, trying to be too fancy here. You're down 3 goals here. You got 12 and a half minutes left. Every opportunity you got, fired to the net, have guys going there. It's
not the time for highlight reel goals.
It's
not the time to get the puck at the net. Still 12:22 to go. This is Krebs down the right wall. Samuelson pinching in, covered to the point by Dahlin. He can't get it deep. And Montreal will just flip it out. And this will not have enough for icing. And Samuelson in behind the net will stop, and the Sabres will have to replan the breakout here. Dahlin off to the left takes the pass. The Sabres will get up to center ice under the care of Samuelson. Right side, takes it down the wall, goes high off the glass in behind the net. Samuelson stays on it, comes with the puck far corner, turns it down for Krebs. Krebs up top. Samuelson shot blocked by Slavkovsky. And the Sabres forced back to their side of the red line. Nice play for Zucker. Right side. Far circle pass is deflected. Shorter pass was there if they wanted it. And Zucker behind the net won't win this one back. And Dahlin is very deep in the Montreal zone and out of gas. As Slavkovsky and the Canadiens take possession back. Hudson and the Canadiens with 11:15 to go. Lead at 4-1 here in the third. This is Newhook left side of the Buffalo zone. Timmins stays on him as it's flipped into the corner. Puck stays on the wall. Now to the far side. Benson gets over for Buffalo. Trying to swat it behind the net. Stanley goes right back up that far side. Can't clear. Here's a walk by Dobson centering it. And that comes through the blue paint back to the point where Matheson throws it down low. Loose puck. Newhook. Here's a centering pass. pass, and Lyon dives out to stop Evans. And now Benson's trying to make a break here on the flip pass. Dobish backs in between the pipes. End of a shift here for 6, that's for sure, as he's going to stay down low as the Sabres try to keep it in at the point, but that's not going to happen.
Way too many times here tonight. The Montreal Canadiens have received passes in the slot area, for point-blank chances. The coverage in the D zone by the forwards here has not been really good.
Buffalo changing, Tuck off the bench, right up the middle of the shot, but Dobish has no traffic in front because the Sabres are starting to cycle a change. And we go to break with 10:15 to go in the third in Montreal with a 4-1 lead over the Buffalo Sabres. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
If you see a garage door ad offering a $29 service call, be careful. Hi, this is Jen Kuhn from Hamburg Overhead Door. We've been hearing from homeowners across Western New York who thought they were calling a local company only to end up with out-of-town dispatchers, inflated prices, and unnecessary repairs. Before you book, make sure you're working with a real local company you can trust. At Hamburg Overhead Door, we've been serving this community for decades with honest, upfront service. Call 649-3600 or visit hamburgdoor.com.
One team, one goal, to beat cancer together. Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center is proud to celebrate the Buffalo Sabres on their run through the Stanley Cup playoffs and over 10 years of their partnership as the official comprehensive cancer care provider of the Buffalo Sabres. Together, they're making a difference beyond the ice, bringing cancer awareness, education, and early detection to local communities. Learn more at roswellpark.org/onegoal.
In Western New York, we get to the game no matter what. That means an all-wheel drive SUV you can count on, and that means Honda. And right now, your Upstate Honda dealer has outstanding deals on Honda's all-star lineup, including MVPs like CR-V, HR-V, and the Honda Pilot. And right here, right now, there's never been a better time to get a great deal on an award-winning Honda SUV. For deals and details, visit upstate.hondadealers.com today. For great deals, visit your local Upstate Honda dealer today.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Welcome back to KeyBank Center. Don't forget, play Casino Corner, playoff edition presented by Seneca Resorts and Casinos. You can win some great prizes, jerseys, signed merchandise. Go to sabres.com/Seneca and you can play. The Sabres have played themselves into a 4-1 deficit here against the Canadiens. 26 shots to 24 in favor of Montreal, and the frustration on the Buffalo bench starting to show. We'll see what they do in the next 10 minutes and 15. As Razor, you mentioned, there's still 10 minutes left here.
Yeah, there's lots of time here. That's not the thing. You've got to start just playing detailed hockey, and that's get the puck to the net here. I think we're still trying to be a little too fancy when we get chances in the offensive zone and looking for that perfect play. It's not going to be there. I think you got a goaltender that's playing extremely well. You either got to get him moving, or you got to get traffic in front of him to try to take advantage of him.
Well, you're noticing this group of Anderson, Texier, and Deneau, the third line from Montreal, if you choose to number them. A lot of coaches don't want to do that. Lindy Ruff was of that ilk the other night after a win. I'm sure Martin Saint-Louis will be the same tonight if they hold on. Here's Quinn in the Montreal zone. Right side, pass to the slot. One more pass, far side. And McLeod's got to curl back off to the wall. Now he'll bring it up to the point, leave it for Power. Deneau following the play at the line. And the puck then thrown deep. McLeod has stood up trying to get to that puck. Carrier got a good piece of him. Now Anderson just turns it over behind the net. And Buffalo makes something of this. Quinn brings it up top. Here comes the Owen Power. I thought he was going to shoot the puck, but he tried to make a walk inside. Now Quinn will throw it down to the corner. Everything's off to the side of the Montreal net. And now it's cleared outside of the zone. Sabres want to make sure they get this change in clean with 9:05 to go. Samuelson inside his own zone. To the right for Tage Thompson. Around one. Thompson's got to let it go. He does, but that deflects up and out of play. But I don't know, if you're a Sabre, you're still okay with that. Tage shot the puck after the first move. I know it was deflected, but he did not hesitate, nor did the timeout official. As we go to another break with 8:56 to go, Buffalo down 4-1 in the third. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network.
What's your outlet?
Score a hat trick of savings at Outlet Liquor. Buy any wine or champagne priced at $13.99 or less and build your own sale. Buy 3 to 5 bottles for $1 off each one. That's your hat trick. Want a power play? Grab 6 bottles or more and savings jump to $2 off per bottle. Fill a 12-bottle case and save $24. Mix and match hundreds of brands. Bottle bundle deals only at the place to buy a case. Outlet Liquor, official partner of the Buffalo Sabres.
What's your outlet?
I'm John Widen, president of Great Lakes Building Systems, where our business is protecting your business. We install and service complex fire protection, security, and video monitoring systems. You've worked hard to build your business. Protect your employees, yourself, and your assets by leaving your company's security to the experts. Call Great Lakes Building Systems at 892-LAKE for a comprehensive security assessment. We keep an eye on your business so you don't have to. Protecting your business is our business.
Call Great Lakes Building Systems at 892-LAKE or go to glbs-inc.com.
Hockey's not just a game. It's a clash of sticks. It's sprays of ice and crazy saves. It's slap shots and the scrape of blades. It's an endless series of touch-and-go moments that make you feel alive. Through the highs and lows, you march your way down the long road to the playoffs alongside your team, with your jersey on and your heart on your sleeve, because they couldn't do it without you. And when you're there for your team, the NHL store is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLshop.com. A Fanatics experience.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Sabres fans, Ticketmaster is the official marketplace for tickets for all games throughout the postseason. Go to Ticketmaster.com, secure your seats for all the action. Always caution people who are buying off-market tickets. Make sure you do your homework. Ticketmaster is the place to go to make sure you're actually going to get a ticket that will get you into the building. Face-off in the Montreal zone, 4-1 Canadiens.
Yeah, 50-50 ended up around 156,000 here tonight.
Dahlin with the puck, trying to get it to the net. Traffic in front, blocking the shot. And then Montreal will flip it out. This will go for icing. So small victories. If Montreal just keeps doing this, at some point maybe you get a bounce or two to deflect by Dobish and you creep back into it. But you got to start with winning the faceoffs, which, as we mentioned earlier, has not always been the case.
Yeah, the clock ticks off 20 seconds every time it happens, and eventually your time becomes a major factor. It already starting to be with 8:46 left, being down 3.
Well, it won't be that. I mean, he's not going to do it right now, but Lindy might look around the 5-minute mark to try to do something and spark his team. It's not like you're saving anything for the next game. You got to do something now as Rasmus Dahlin back in his own zone plays at the center. Here's Zucker. He'll shoot it in. Dobish got a little piece of it. Matheson in the corner ahead of Tage Thompson. Turns it over. Dahlin walks in, makes one move. Rasmus shot. Stopped by Dobish. Dahlin's got the rebound. He's got bodies in front. There's a good pass and a shot. Blocked in front as Zucker couldn't get it through. He's got to keep it in a far point, and he does. Dobish behind the net. Trying to play it up the boards. He does, but down comes Samuelson, pressuring Suzuki. Zucker as well. And now Montreal will come back. A 2-on-1. These are going to happen. It's Slavkovsky. Look out, dangerous player. Far post slide, and that is blocked. Puck carried wide. Montreal followed up here, Lane Hudson. Here's a bump pass for Veleno, and that shot met and saved by Alex Lyon. You're going to get those odd man rushes here.
Yeah, you're going to give that up because you want your D getting involved here. You want, as soon as you get the puck in the offense, you want that extra guy in there. And sometimes you're going to give up that odd man rush coming the other way. You just hope that D and the goaltender can bail you out in those cases, but you're in a case right now being down 3 goals. You've got to put as much pressure on him as you possibly can. Dahlin's a guy playing D here. Takes the pass away, stays on his feet. Good job there because after the shot is taken, he's the guy that's going to be able to find this puck and push it off over into the corner after Lyon makes a good save.
Face off to the right of Alex Lyon. Sabres win the draw. This is Power. He'll play it to the left wing side, and Benson trying to find his way to the line. Overlapping with Norris. Norris takes a pass from Power, far circle shot, and Dobish can't handle the puck. It's free, but then it's cleared out of the zone. Give Montreal credit in front of the net there. They were able to clear that one out. Now look out. Byram almost turned that one over with Bull Duke.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest difference here. The D getting involved here in the play a lot more for the Montreal Canadiens, and defensively they've been way, way better here in the second game than they were the first game.
Byram had that puck go up off his face. He kind of reached at his face at the Montreal line. Now he's got it in the high slot to the far circle. Pass for Benson, back to Byram. Connor Timmins onto the ice. Byram trying to dance away from Bolduc. Down the left side with it still. Slides it to Norris. He goes down. Couldn't quite backhand it towards the net as he was down on the ice, and the Canadiens dump it down into the Buffalo zone. Byram's going for an elbowing call. He got the elbow up on Bolduc over on the far wall. Referee saw it all the way.
Yeah, Byron and Benson both going at Bolduc after he chipped it in. They both came across, tried to make contact with him, and Bowen Byron gets his elbow up a little high, so Montreal's going to go to a power play here.
Buffalo number 4, minor penalty, elbowing.
It's going to be Montreal's fourth power play of this game. They're 0 for 4, 7 shots they've generated. So both teams have had 4 opportunities on the power play here.
So the interesting question, of course, that Lindy Ruff will be asked about coming up before the next game will be the goaltending situation. Because you've got a game here where Alex Line has been outstanding. Tonight has not been anyone's night in particular. No. And you got Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen that does have a win against Montreal this year. He just gave up 2 goals and a save percentage of .941. So there wouldn't be a hesitation with history there. Well, we'll have to wait and see what Lindy says when the game is done.
Yeah, I'd look through the lineup here, and you'd be hard-pressed to find somebody that, you know, you could honestly sit here and say, hey, they had a really good hockey game.
Montreal to center. Now in across the Buffalo line. It's left by Suzuki at the point. Alex Tuck trying to break it up and go the other way, but it falls to Caulfield. Far circle shot. That is blocked. Samuelson feeling that one. That's off the arm, it looks like, for Samuelson, trying to protect it. Then a good stick by Samuelson deflects that one to the wall. He stays right on top of Slavkovsky. They're pinned to the boards as Connor Timmins tries to fish it free. Montreal's got it. Caulfield's open, puts it off the bar. That did not go in, and it's cleared down the ice. Referee was right there to wave it off. Bar down, but stayed out. 1:08 to go in the power play for Montreal, leading 4-1 with under 6 to go here in the third period. Play broken up on the Montreal bench by Melenstein. Out there with Greenway and power. Here's Melenstein. Might as well try to make something happen. Loves this move, and he hits Greenway with a pass, but no shot. Greenway going to leave it at the line here for power. Trying to operate like they're 5-on-5, but now Stanley brings it out of the zone. Good possession by Buffalo here. Quick up for Melenstein again. Trying to go up the middle. Drags the puck down to the corner in the right side. Lost it now, and the Sabres have 2 on the wrong side of it, but Greenway fights his way back and wins possession all the way back to Logan Stanley. Pretty good kill shift, though, by these guys right now.
Yeah.
Puck is chipped into the Montreal zone. Kozak comes over the boards, along with Zach Benson and Matheson in behind the Montreal net. Canadiens with Cooley bringing it to center. He'll fire it in the Buffalo zone with 5 minutes to go in the third. Sabres are down and needing a goal a minute here. Benson might get one on the left side. Around Matheson, trying to cut to the net. Matheson leans in on him, takes enough of Benson into the corner. Then the Canadiens just throw the puck to the wall, and it's Newhook playing it back for Matheson behind the net. Sabres back to full strength, by the way, with 4:37 to go. Montreal has quieted the building, and we have a timeout on the ice with 4:33 to go, and the Canadiens up by 3, 4-1 your score. You're listening to the Sabres Hockey Network. They're talking over a possible too many men. We'll let you know when we get back.
Buffalo Sabres Hockey is being brought to you by Dan Cha-Cha Injury Attorneys. Don't worry, Cha-Cha's gotcha. By Hamburg Overhead Door, over-delivering all over Western New York. By Awaken 180. Find your free coaching for life at awaken180weightloss.com. By ServPro, cleaning, restoration, and construction like it never even happened. By Stellar Roofing. When quality counts, choose Stellar Roofing, siding, and windows. By Buffalo Law. Visit buffalolaw.com. And by UPS Stores. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
In Western New York, we get to the game no matter what. That means an all-wheel drive SUV you can count on, and that means Honda. And right now, your Upstate Honda dealer has outstanding deals on Honda's all-star lineup, including MVPs like CR-V, HR-V, and the Honda Pilot. And right here, right now, there's never been a better time to get a great deal on an award-winning Honda SUV. For deals and details, visit upstate.hondadealers.com today. For great deals, visit your local Upstate Honda dealer today.
Ever open your utility bill and wonder, how is it this high? Blue Star Home Services knows you can't control surging utility rates, but you can control your home's invisible leak. 8 out of 10 homes aren't properly insulated. Is yours one of them? Quietly costing you more than it should every month? As Western New York's home comfort and insulation experts, Blue Star keeps homes cozy in the winter and cool in the summer. Their comfort solutions can cut your energy bills up to 40%. Blue Star Home Services. Comfort you can feel. Savings you can measure. Visit BlueStarHS.com.
You're listening to the Buffalo Sabres Radio Network.
Stream the game with you. Stream Sabres Live and everything really on the Gotham Sports app. It's free with your MSG subscription. Sign in and start streaming today. This series will continue in Montreal. It was always going to, of course, no matter what happened here tonight. But it'll be a game on Sunday at Montreal, 7 o'clock. Tuesday at Montreal, also a similar start time. And then back home for Game 5, Thursday, May 14th. That is guaranteed now. A fifth game in the series. I say that with 4:33 to go. I'd love for the Sabres to pop 3 goals here in this 4:33 and say, you shouldn't have said that. Well, I don't know if the reverse jinx will work.
Maybe it'll work.
Yeah. Face-off here at center ice coming up is Norris.
But hey, they got to start winning some draws. It's 28-21. They've done a better job there in the third period, coming up with a few draws, but still got to shoot the puck.
I don't think Alex Lyon's going to stick around for long in the net either. He was pretty far out for the draw. If they'd won it, I think he was going to the bench. But he's dropped back in between the pipes now, and Montreal is just going to play it deep. Rasmus Dahlin, Lyon's looking around. There he goes indeed. Lyon to the bench. Sabres don't get center clean. The Canadiens break it up. But Tage Thompson, last man back with the puck. Quick pass up. Drop back to Thompson at center. He's stopped. Benson can't get it. Empty net goal for Montreal with 4:01 to go. It's 5-1, and I do think we'd see Alex Lyon pop right back in there so this doesn't get too out of hand for all the post-game comments that will come after this one.
Yeah, Suzuki's going to get his third goal. It's going to be an empty netter here. Third goal of the playoffs, first in this game. And it didn't take long. The Sabres, a little unorganized there in the neutral zone, ended up turning the puck over, and Montreal had possession twice, and eventually the second time, Josh Anderson just feeds it to the middle of the ice. Suzuki steps into it.
Yeah, Montreal just took a zip out of the Sabres right for the get-go tonight. They never got it back.
Yeah, yeah, another situation right there. Tage Thompson bobbling the puck in the middle of the ice and turns it over, and it's going to be in the net. So those guys are having a tough night.
And I'll give them credit. I'm pretty sure Tage and the leadership will step up and own this one.
Oh, they'll own it. That's not the thing. It's, that's going to put...
and then they have bounced back all year, Rob.
Tucky and Tage in -4 here in this hockey game.
Yeah. So they'll be charged with bouncing back again. They did it after they split with the Bruins here in the first round. Then they go to Boston, and they really shocked everybody. The Bruins were almost unbeatable at home in the regular season, but Buffalo didn't seem to care. Right now, in the Montreal zone, Tuck for Quinn in the corner. Out there with McLeod. Yes, as Lindy certainly puts him into a blender, doesn't he? Down comes Timmins from the right point. So still playing the way they want to play, but this just not working as Timmins is tied up behind the play. Ref and linesman come over. Stick is still being held onto by Bolduc. I don't know why the ref doesn't... Well, why bother? Keep playing. Yeah. 3 minutes to go. Building has started to empty here at KeyBank Center. And the fans, as I say, will regroup for Game 5 back home. Here's Malenstein trying to go up the middle. Puck stays in his skates. Good follow-up of the play. Malenstein to the corner. He'll play it back to the point. Power. Wrister to the net. That just goes wide. Malenstein in behind the net. Battling against Hudson. And right in front of the net, Greenway takes a shot from Anderson. 2 left hands from Anderson to the face of Greenway. They've been talking all night long.
But I think they're both going because I think their original penalty was going to be on Greenway.
2 guys that do what they do for their teams. And Anderson has a penchant for scoring against Buffalo, we've seen. And, of course, Greenway did it in Game 1. Anderson going right down the tunnel. So both players have probably been told their night is done. Greenway is going to follow him to the Buffalo bench.
Penalty for cross-checking and a 10-minute misconduct.
Oh, no, just only Anderson. Get another look.
2 minutes cross-checking, 10-minute misconduct. So that's why he's been ushered out. He was just giving it to Greenway in front. Just trying to egg him on to get in a fight, and Greenway didn't really want too much to do with that.
Greenway didn't do anything.
No. So the Sabres going to power play here again for the 5th time in this hockey game.
Well, there's your other storyline, right? If you had a night where you went 2 for 5 on the power play, it at one point could have been a 4-3 game. So I don't know if someone's called a timeout or not. It certainly looks like it. Maybe the Sabres here try to get this power play working, get some confidence in that going into Montreal. They had it last night, slipped away from here, as Rob just mentioned, tonight.
Yeah, that puts them 3 for 31 so far here in the playoffs.
Face-off will be to the right of the net that Jakub Dobeš now just gets back into.
If anything here, hey, look, if you got a power play here, you got 2:42 left. If anything, if you can possibly get a power play goal here, you know, that helps that maybe get himself going. They're going with the second unit here. That's, you know, Benson, Doan, McLeod, Quinn, Byram.
Face-off won by Buffalo. Again, the net empty for Buffalo as well. So on the power play and an empty net. So they've got the extra bodies on the ice. Stick just ripped out of the hands of Krebs in front of the net. It went flying in the air. He's got it back now. Far circle shot. That's going to go wide now. The keep-in challenge. And it'll be Quinn to keep it in. Play high for Benson at the line. Far point. Benson holds it. 2:20 to go. Goal line pass. Trying to find a way in. Here's a shot off with Dobeš's mask. McLeod reaching for it. Newhook gets some help there as the Canadians clear it down the ice. And then again, they're on a kill, so they can not worry about the clock. Not that they are at a 5-1 lead, but the Sabres power play actually with the 2 extra skaters here with the goaltender on the bench. Another drop pass. Now they get the line. Doan on the right side. He's going to drop it back, and Byram has it. Need bodies in front of Dobeš. Very aggressive in clearing the front of his own net. And Peyton Krebs talking to the referee about that.
I'd plant 2 of them in front of the net, and right now it was just Krebs that was there. Now
Dobeš is getting hammered. Hammered Benson, in front of the net. So Montreal being very aggressive. And a penalty's coming to Buffalo, and Dobeš is going to get a slash at the end of this as well. Referee, I think, has seen that one.
I don't think so. I think Benson's getting a cross-check.
Well, he took a slash from Dobeš, too, at the end of the play.
Yeah, well.
The referee's kind of waving to Benson that you can go. He was pointing towards the bench.
I just don't think it's going to happen here. I think it's just going to be Benson that's going to be put in the box, and it's going to be a cross-checking call. And Alex Lyons climbing back over the boards here to come back into the net.
Montreal coming out of the series with Tampa, so Buffalo knows what that's like. Just the cross-checking call.
Yep.
Well, you watch the end of this, and he definitely takes one of the ankles from Dobeš, but whatever.
He was battling in front, and he gave it to Matheson. He gave him a cross-check. The referee was staring right at him the whole time because he was battling so much with the guys in front there and waiting for probably the opportunity to take one of them. So you got 4-on-4 hockey here for 44 seconds. Minute 26 left in this third period.
Yeah, Dobeš was doing a little Eddie Belfour style there, defending his own front of the net. Now, you got to respect that to some degree for sure. There's a shot that's off the glass for the point by Xhekaj. Sabres behind the net trying to come up with it. Alex Lyon will leave it there for power. And we're down to 1:15 to go. Sabres will make their way up with Rasmus Dahlin. And you really just want to keep things clean and not too silly here at the end of this.
Yeah, that's why he's got Greenway on the ice here.
Montreal taking extras when they have the opportunity because they can up 5-1. Sabres didn't end the first game this way, but Montreal is going to end it with some extra shots when they can. Xhekaj, of course, being on the ice. 49 seconds. Montreal with Xhekaj carrying the puck to center. Greenway just slides by. And the puck over on the far corner. Look out. Xhekaj's going to finish every check here. You can't take your attention off the moment if you're Buffalo. Connor Timmins will carry up to center.
And Kirby Dach going at it.
Yeah. There's been a lot of little things happening. It's not a nasty series yet, but as it happens, of course, it takes a game for the second round to warm up. It always does. Teams coming out of the first round, getting used to one another. An extra slash on Norris there by Evans, or is that Gooley? And the game is going to end with Montreal holding the puck behind the net. 7 seconds on the clock. Buffalo should just go to the bench, regroup, go to Montreal, and do what you did in Boston, Razor.
Yeah. You knew it was going to be a long series. You knew that Montreal was going to come out here with a big push here tonight. After that first game, they really didn't have a lot of life. They came into this game with a ton right from the beginning. Got the Sabres back on their heels a little bit. They weren't able to develop a ton of offense in this hockey game. They got 26 shots total here. 0 for 4 or 5 on the power play. It was not the part that really could give them any too much life. And, a couple quick goals early here in this game kind of got the Sabres back in a position where they weren't able to fight their way out of.
No, Montreal had the step right from the start. And as Rob mentioned, Sabres kind of taken out of their game early, and they never did get to it. Brian Koziel joins us up in the booth. He's going to take you through the post game. We'll stick around, too, with Brian and company until they tell us to get lost here. But just not the Sabres' night tonight, the way this thing played out really from the start.
Yes, in some sense similar to the game, too, that the Sabres played against Boston, where they got behind and just really couldn't get to their game. And Rob, what do you think in terms of maybe them taking the crowd out of it early, too? That probably...
So, both those guys, huge additions to this roster, and I just can't wait to see the uptick in play.
Playoff appearance, and for Harkins, one less. That was his 5th career Stanley Cup playoff appearance. So home ice advantage, I want to go back to that, Emerson, because Joel Quenneville, who's pushed all the right buttons through the first 8 games of the postseason for this hockey club, made some lineup changes. He's going to get last change here tonight. We've talked about what John Tortorella has done with his lineup and the movements he's made with his line combinations. You get last change.